Hello, everybody, and welcome to Floating Fortress. Our characters have just gotten themselves out of a little bit of trouble in the Goblin's Goblet.
It's a tiny bit of trouble. Nothing crazy.
Classic bar fight.
Yeah.
Classic.
We're in the immediate aftermath, I think. I'm on 1 HP with like my eye half gouged out. So I think I'm tending to my own wounds in some respect, waiting for one of my clerical friends to come and take a look at me. But through the blaring and the blood, I can hear that there's still fighting going on outside. And I know that I think Cedric
weren't you healing?
Just went outside to go and see.
Me and Elijah went out, but it seems like the fighting cleared up out here.
Your healing is better than mine.
I think you were healing the knight.
There was a bunch of people who went outside, but the battle ended there, and you were just sort of hanging out in this square now.
So as you're out here, I'll toss you a 1d8 for healing, Nick.
Okay.
There you go. Take 7.
Oh, great. Neil, can you remind me?
It'll take 7 minutes.
One health
the
per minute.
impact of my wound. Wait, why does it take 7 minutes? Yeah.
Yes, he
Takes
heals at
1
1
minute.
HP per minute.
Okay.
The impact of your wound, right.
I have a damaged eye, I believe.
Okay,
It was
but
like
what was the
-1 to
ward? Was
hit
it
or something like that?
specifically damaged, or because
It was minor damage or whatever.
I'm not sure what it was, but it was like -1 to hit, at least.
was it a piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing weapon that hit you in the eye?
I think piercing. Oh, I don't know. It could have been a
That don't-
sword. Slashing, maybe.
What?
I think it was the knight or one of the spearmen.
I think it was a spearman, which would be piercing weapon
Yeah.
versus humanoid head. Eye injured. -4 penalty to all attacks. If helmed, victim is only stunned 1 round.
-4.
He was stunned, I remember.
Or was it head
not?
struck, helm removed, victim stunned 1? Were you stunned?
Sorry,
No.
you're right.
No, I don't think I was stunned.
No, someone else.
Somebody else was
Selma
stunned.
Tailwind was stunned.
Yeah.
Okay, so eye injured, -4 penalty to attacks. That was the thing.
Is there
So an
any?
injury like
Yeah.
that.
Dude, I'm almost full
requires
HP.
wounds-
I didn't take like any fucking damage during this fight. Elijah, insane, man.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
Wounds of
warrior.
this severity can trouble a character for weeks. They heal naturally as if they were a loss of 10d6 HP. A spell or healing magic capable of restoring 10 hit points can also repair the injury. MrMouton restores...
Well, mine can technically restore 2d8, but that's if he's at above 25% HP.
Hmm.
When he,
So maybe if
when
I
he's full
cast it on
health
him
or
tomorrow,
above
then
that, it should.
he can repair.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does he have to roll a 10, or does it just have to be a spell capable of rolling a 10?
Sounded like capable.
Okay.
Healing magic capable of restoring 10
Okay, so
hit points.
tomorrow then you should be able to.
Yeah.
Because I'm now at like.
Yeah, you'll
8
just be at
out of
-4 for the
11.
rest of the day.
Okay.
Okay, but before we get too deep into stats and HPs and numbers, because we're standing around while you're healing them for 7 minutes. There was a pre-game conversation about leveling and whether we wanted to continue with our current system that we've been using, or if we wanted to throw that out the window and just start leveling immediately whenever we hit those thresholds.
I think that
If you
what
haven't
we
seen
come
the
down
pre-show,
with
you should go watch it.
was a night's rest to level up. I think maybe that is a better compromise.
As I said in the pre-show, we'll just leave this to a vote for the players because the whole point of playing D&D is to have fun. And if people are going to have more fun one way or the other, let's just do it that way. So by a vote of our players...
But we need to know what we're voting for. So we're voting on 1 day versus 7 days. Or 1 day versus several plus 3 days, I guess. Compared to what you were saying earlier.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
it doesn't have to
happy-
be 7, it could be 4, it could be 3.
Well, I say we vote
I
on.
say we
would
vote
like
on
it
if
to
we
be
level up
one night's
right now.
rest. One good night's rest.
Let's do it.
Should we do a vote on what we want to vote on now, or was we talked about this for so long? How
I know. I'm edging towards just
I don't
leaving
know.
it. Maybe we just leave it. And I feel like
I don't give a shit. Yeah.
no one seems to care, so fine. Fuck it.
I
We'll just
super
carry
don't
on.
care. I was
Okay.
gonna vote with you.
I was gonna
because
back you up as well.
All right.
Well, this is the problem that I said. I don't know why you do this to yourself, Nick. You will have an idea, And that's totally nice, and we like it, and we're cool to go with it. But then we get to the point where you want to put the idea forward, and you're just like,
I don't want to force on people.
No one's saying you're forcing it.
None of us care.
We're down.
Yeah, we can do.
None of us care. If you
it takes
feel,
one night to level up.
I vote.
Right.
I vote yes. But I vote.
Let's do
Nick.
one night.
Everyone in favor?
Boom.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I vote for it.
Opposed?
There we go.
There we go. One night.
All right.
Okay.
Satisfied.
Beautiful.
Okay. So you still don't level up.
Yeah.
You gotta wait until the night, until you rest at night.
A restful sleep.
But that does mean you're still stuck with the situation at hand. There are a lot of dead wardens. There are a lot of dead orcs and human soldiers. You have killed. You killed that knight, right? And then you tied up Selma.
They're both
The
still
knight
alive.
is not dead.
And you've said that there's a number of dead wardens. I don't know that we know that we've not seen any dead wardens.
We saw two
saw
wardens
one down
fighting
in the square.
orcs and one down.
Okay, one
Yeah.
down in the square. Is there more than that? Like, I think someone needs to take a tally of like who's left on the island, enemies.
Counting something. I think I got
who's
just
died.
the right person for
Oh
you.
yeah, that's Elijah. Elijah's job.
I'll kind of bark out an order for the warden to tie those guys up, the orcs in front of them, or, and then we need to interrogate someone. So if that means I need to bring Selma up to 1 HP, then we need to figure that out because we need to go quickly.
Where are we? What are we doing? Because
I'm
I
still
came into
in the
wait,
town.
hold on.
In the
I
town
came into
square.
this episode with the mindset of I just stepped out of the inn and I was looking at Elijah and two wardens fighting 3 orcs, and I thought that's what I was ready to deal with that. So I don't know
The
what.
fight
no,
is
those-
over.
That fight is
Where
over.
are we?
That
Okay.
ended.
Okay,
You're
sorry.
still outside of the inn. You're right here in the town square. Yeah. And
sorry.
we're not entirely certain if all of the enemies are dead throughout the town. But your wardens and your other local townies, when the fighting took off, got involved. So it's probably taken care of. There weren't that many of them to begin with.
Okay, I am now up to speed. I will. Yeah, if everything's dealt with, I'll go look for Cedric and the party to talk to them.
You find Cedric and the party. We're all gathered together at
In the
the
inn.
mouth of the inn.
Perfect.
Hey, I'm going to go inside and heal Selma Tailwind and get her to 1. Get her up, sorry. And we can interrogate her about the boat.
We
She
need
won't
to
tell
make
us
We're
sure
going to need to
there's
sabotage that.
no more orcs or soldiers on the island, right?
I don't think she'll give us any useful information. She isn't a reliable source of information.
Guys, I hate to say it. I think we should probably kill her. Like, she's a spellcaster. I don't know what she's going to do, what she's going to be able to do, but I feel like putting her in a position where she can speak or something, not the best idea.
For once, I agree with Elijah.
You don't think it's better there, Zephyr, to have a captive who can give us information on anything we really want to know about this area?
You know,
I don't think
if,
she would be willing to give us information. She is a sorceress who bargains only with power.
Yeah.
How do we know that
not
Corbett
to-
Krellis can't read her mind, you know? If we keep her alive, he might be able to work out where she is. Might be able to track her. Might know something's
true.
happened. Might be safer if
Alright.
she's dead.
And yeah, not to be the pro killing people guy or anything, but like I feel like she would do the same in our situation. Huh?
Absolutely.
Well, she killed Richard, right?
Yeah. Brutally.
Exactly.
Okay, well, what about him? I point to the knight.
Him? He's a lackey. We could... He's not as dangerous, but he's still dangerous. I mean,
yeah, he's really powerful, right? He's like, that's gonna be. What are we gonna do with him?
well, I mean, I owe him.
Right.
What do you mean?
I told him I would make him suffer if he tried to lay a finger on you.
Right.
Oh,
you
yeah,
did say that, and
you did
Zephyr,
say
you
that.
are a woman of your word, after all.
Absolutely. I think I like the idea
Oh.
of burning him alive
What the fuck?
as a
Jesus.
sacrifice to the
Oh,
gods.
fuck. Here we go. Electric 2.
No, I think
Whether what we do with them is secondary, right? What are we going to do about the boat? What are we going to do about the orcs on Hunter's Bay?
Right.
We can't let them get back to the sensor. You know, if somebody comes looking for them, maybe we can make it look like they all died on Hunter's Bay with everyone else. But if someone gets back...
Oh, we take some skeletons, we put them on the boat?
Yeah.
Or we just leave all those bodies in the cave and let the slimes have their way with them.
So we had an idea about cutting their anchor. If we cut their anchor, they're going to start drifting, so they're going to come dock. When they come dock, they're going to come onto the town and look for, you know, I point to the tail end, and we can just dispatch of them then, and then we'll have the boat. Someone here, maybe even Roy, I don't remember his name.
Rory.
He can even bring us over to Hunter's Bay, and then we can stage skeletons.
Yeah.
Actually, we could even get them picked clean like the other skeletons. I think they're Riven. If we just take them to the mud people or whatever they are.
It's the slimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then we can put their bodies on there, and it makes it just looks very clean, like they all died here.
I think this is a good plan, but I think it's the weakest part of the plan is the first part where we cut their anchor and we just assume they're going to drift into the bay.
Well, okay, let's say we do it, right? We cut their anchor, they start drifting. What do they do?
Wait,
because they don't know Selma's dead, so...
I'm confused. Where is the boat right now?
It's out in the water, right? Just like away
It's
from
right in the bay, right, Koibu?
If this is our view of Aknara, the boat is floating out here.
We don't even know.
It's within sight of land, but it's just bobbing out in the water because there's not an actual like dock. There's not like a proper pier or port in your town.
And do we have
so
a
they
good
have to
idea
take like little rowboats to the
Do we have a good idea of how many units?
No.
No, we need to interrogate this guy.
Well,
we need to interrogate someone.
That's a good point, though, Neil. When we saw them on Hunter's Bay, how many troops did we see? Because they all came on land, right? And then some of them got back on the boat and left. So actually, might have seen them all. We know how many have died here. I know how many were left on Hunter's Bay. So I might be able to do a guess as to how many are on the ship.
Good idea.
Yeah, why don't you give me an intelligence check?
Sure it's not a constitution check?
Or let me roll your intelligence check in secret, because I don't want you to know that you failed it.
No, I want to hold a vote as to see whether we can do a constitution check on this one.
How about no?
All right. Okay. You are pretty certain that you didn't see everyone that was on the boat in Hunter's Bay. Like some people got off and then a few people got back on, but there were still people on the ship. So you're not entirely certain how many could be there right now. The boat, by looks of it, shouldn't hold more than 40 people, and that would be a lot.
Okay.
And there were, what, like 16 to 20 here in town and 8 or something like that in Hunter's Bay. So you're probably at least halfway through, if not, you know, almost all the way through all of them.
Well, you said 16 to 20 in town, but we've not killed 16 to 20 people.
No, but the other, well, first off, we don't know if they're all dead. But secondly, as the combat broke out, your other wardens came and helped fight off these people. And now there are extra dead orcs and people. And maybe some of them have fled. Maybe some of them are still alive.
I think we need to stop trying to count.
Well, I think it would be good.
We just do an interrogation.
I think it would be good if we did an account, if we had time. I also think the interrogation is a good idea, but only if we can secure him and it's a really short interrogation and we ask him how many people are on the boat. The thing I'm worried about right now is, did some of the people realize what was going on in the town, some of the enemies, and did they go back and alert the boat?
Yeah, maybe. If they were doing that though, right, they'd be on the shore right now, right? Like we've only been fighting for what, 10, 15 minutes?
All right, well, let's go check for 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Let's go check the shore then. We would still see the boat going. I just feel like we don't have any jive in our step. Let's fucking hurry.
Why don't we put on their uniforms and bring over a bunch of prisoners, aka our dudes? The second we get on the deck, we fight for the boat.
Jesus Christ.
We could do
No,
that.
that's crazy.
Is
we
it?
don't know
We've
how
already
many
taken
are
out
there.
so many of them. There are our people are on the boat. All we got to do is let them out.
I don't think I have a much better idea, to be honest.
They took what 17 prisoners on the boat or something. All we got to do is let them out, and now we got even odds.
All right, let's go see how many wardens there are. Let's just get moving.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what is their uniform?
Fuck it.
Koibu? Do they have uniforms?
The human soldiers would have.
The human soldiers have uniforms. The orcs are in sort of mismatched, all sorts of stuff.
Can we put on their uniforms? There's a few human soldiers
They'll
dead
be
in here.
bloodstained, and that won't fit over your armor, so you'll have to take your armor off.
Don't they wear armor?
They do. You could wear their armor instead.
What's
But
their
you wouldn't
armor?
be able to wear... Their armor it's just leather. So AC bonus of 3.
All right.
So here's what we do. We kill these two fucks. You put me and who of us are actually wearing armor? It's me and Cedric.
me.
You put us in chains.
Do me in
Quote-unquote
chains as well,
chains.
because they're not going to believe that a half elf is one of them.
Yeah. Elijah will say he managed to capture them. We have the wardens dressed up. The second we get on deck, all hell breaks loose.
Okay.
We bring these two corpses with us.
I think this is.
Wait, what's the point
I'm
of
gonna be
bringing the
honest,
corpses?
Zephyr. I think this
So
is
they
cooked.
see that we're bringing oh look, our leaders are dead. We're bringing them back. We need to figure out what's happening.
I think.
Do we
Do you
think...
not? It should be worth trying to work out how many are on the ship by taking an account of how many had died in the town. And we should go to the beach now to see if they're trying to leave.
Yeah, we should
back
go to the. Let's
boat.
go to the beach.
Yeah.
But they'll
Let's just
see me.
go-
We should.
Yeah, but we can
just
just hide, right? We can just hide. We can just see the beach from
Okay.
a hidden position.
We should
Like
send a
maybe
runner.
we go into the turret of this house up here or something.
Yeah, well, you can get to a place where you can see the beach while you're still like in and amongst buildings. You don't have
Yeah.
to stand on the beach in the wide open. There's ways to look at the sea.
So I think that's
And
what we
sure
should
enough,
do.
the boat is just bobbing out in the water. It looks like it has, or I should say, the ship is out in the lake. The boat that all of your people the boats that were used to funnel your people out there are still tied up on the ship, as if they've arrived. Maybe they're on the ship doing something, but you can't really make out any great details. Maybe there's stuff happening below decks. You can see a couple of silhouettes of figures, but they're far enough off that you're not getting like crystal clear pictures of what they're doing.
Okay. How many troops did they have when they escorted the prisoners last time?
It was like 4 or 5, I think. It was like at least one at the back and one at the front or something.
I say we wait for them to bring the prisoners back. We have a villager meet them and say Selma's in the inn.
They're not bringing
And
them
then
back. Those are people they're bringing to Just Stars Bay.
No, I thought they were interrogating them. On the ship.
No, Selma already interrogated them, and these are the ones they're bringing to Just Stars Bay.
Oh.
Because they wouldn't bring them to the boat to interrogate them. They would have brought them to the inn because she was the one doing the interrogating.
That makes sense. Unless she has an interrogator. That's not what I understood at the time, but that does make more sense, so.
That's what I got from it. That these were people who were being taken. That was why Zephyr was so outraged, because she was taking a bunch of our people on the boat to take to Just Stars Bay. That's what I understood that to be.
How about this, Zephyr? I can get us some hand cranks to drill through the ship. What if I go and drill through the ship? Some water will start coming in. At least half of them will probably be occupied, and then we can do your plan.
Do we really think
I'm a
we can
very
approach
good
the ship
swimmer.
without being seen?
I'm a
At
swim.
night,
I can
perhaps.
swim at night.
I think we have to do this. I think if we're going to go and try and take the boat, our strongest moment is right now.
What time of day is it right now, Neil?
It is mid-afternoon, approaching late afternoon.
Because, like, I feel like we really don't have that much time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until what happens?
Well, I feel like they're expecting someone to come back at some point, right?
Yeah. What happens
There's
when they
gonna-
don't come back?
Well, I think the worst case scenario is they leave.
They're not going to leave without Selma, though, are they?
Then what are we worried about? Then why not let them come to us?
That's what I'm
That's-
thinking. Like, maybe we wait.
I think they should come to us. But then they're going to send a boat
The problem is then when those people don't
Yeah.
come back, then
Then we
they're
have to
going to leave.
act.
So
Yeah.
we have to.
I think we should sabotage their rudder then.
We could try and fuck with the ship. We could cut the anchor. We could sabotage the rudder. We could try and drill holes in the hull. All of that could work. I think Zephyr's plan is a good one, though. You know, we
the other
could.
option
mind to
is
go and
we
fight.
take the ship, and now we have a ship.
Well, we got to be. I don't know if we can keep this ship around here though, because if somebody comes looking for them, they're going to recognize the ship.
I mean,
We are going to have to disassemble it.
we could make it look different.
Maybe.
Ship's a ship's a ship. You know what I mean? Change the flag, change the dressing, paint it a different color. Practically a new ship.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think we should interrogate someone just really quick. So, are any of
A little bit
these?
of torture.
I would say
Yeah,
make sure the warrior is tied up and bring him up. That would be my suggestion.
yeah. I'll tie him up super well. 18th strength, blacksmith, blah blah blah.
He's hog
I'll tie his feet. He's hog-tied, yeah. And I'll tell Zephyr, please have your sword ready. And then if he starts screaming the guy's name, do you remember it? Who they say that they can call upon?
Yes.
Just lob his head off.
I whisper it to you.
I cover him.
Okay. And I will start treat woundsing him, Koibu, which will bring him to 1 HP.
Okay.
Because I'm down to go and fight on the ship, but we just need to know how many people there are.
You need to heal Zephyr as well.
I believe. Did Zephyr already get healed last time and you just rolled poorly?
I got healed up
think
from minus
so.
1 HP or minus 2 to 2.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And I can't heal myself when I've benefited from the other one.
Yeah.
Correct.
There's an advantage
So
to
he-
waiting a night then, right? We could.
Here is
potentially-
the spell. Treat wounds. The creature is at
Perfect
0
heal.
or less. They are stabilized and can be brought to 1.
Easy peasy. You lay your hands on this gentleman, Kel Jawara, and soon enough his eyes begin to flutter open after the wounds knit. And he takes a deep breath and then realizes he's tied up. He's on the barroom floor. He's lost, but he's alive.
I'll have my mace to Selma Tailwind's head, and I'll have positioned her in front of him, and I will ask, how many people are left on the boat?
Blinks his eyes a few times and goes, What day is it?
Same day that you... It's the same day. It's been a mere minute since you fell down.
He looks around, gets the lay of the land, sees Selma, your mace by her head. And goes, You fucked up. You fucked up. Oh, you're in for it now.
Shh. I'm talking here. If you continue, I'm just going to mace her. Now, how many people are left on the boat?
If the next word out of this guy's mouth isn't a number, I might just kill him.
Yeah.
You should tell him that.
I say that out loud.
Captain, first mate, 3 porters, whoever was escorting prisoners to the ship.
7?
And 4 of them aren't fighters.
I'm going to double check that count. Yep, 7's correct.
And who else? How many orcs?
Whoever was escorting the prisoners.
I look to Cedric.
What was your mission here?
To find where the gods touched down.
No, the other
As
one
we
that
told
she was
you.
talking about.
We're trying to find out where the creatures Censor Krellis is summoning are arriving, because they're not appearing in the places or numbers of his spells.
'Cause that gives us that
Oh shit!
like owlbears and goblins.
Yeah, like owlbears and goblins.
Okay.
He's a summoner. He's been using the ley lines here to enhance his abilities, but it's too much and it's chaotic. He can't. He's trying to dial in the range, adjust the spells for
I think he's trying to
the
summon
amplification
a
of the ley lines.
Quick pause here. What was the name that he had to say to summon someone? Where did you guys hear that?
Oris.
Okay.
I believe that we heard it because they talked about it.
Okay. Back in character.
I'm pretty sure. Any other questions?
Can I check if I feel like
while you have like a sword to someone's head and you're interrogating them is really funny.
Can I do a check to see if I believe his number that he gave us? Like, could I?
Yes, please.
You're at 18 charisma.
So I will.
Oh my god!
I will
you're
hold
18 charisma.
I will hold the blade. I will loosen the blade slightly and say, "Is it really only 7?" And I will fucking study the hell out of his face to see if he's lying. Oh my
give
god!
Me that charisma.
Nat 20.
Oh my
Holy.
god!
That's a 38. Casual, easy.
Yeah. So he nods his head and says, I don't know the exact numbers of guards that were moving around, but we didn't leave any soldiers on the ship. And you get the impression, you definitely get the impression that he is being honest there.
I say to him, if you're telling the truth, you will be forgiven.
Okay.
Why would I lie? You're all going to be dead anyway.
You'd lie because
You
you're
say
one of
that.
them.
One of them. As if monocultures exist. We're all in this for our own reasons. Why the hell are you attacking us? We could have had a good thing here.
You asked too many questions.
You started throwing your weight around, and I don't think you're in a position to interrogate us. Isn't that right, Cedric?
What questions did we ask that were out of line, huh? I mean, if I'm a dead man anyway, can't you just tell me what was going on? Why all this violence? Why you didn't just roll over, hand over your people? We would have been in and out in no time. If you just cooperated, none of this would have happened. What are you hiding?
I look to Cedric. This is his
I
interrogation.
mean, I don't need to go on an evil person monologue to tell him what we're hiding, to be honest. So, I'm just trying to think if I have any more questions for him, and I actually don't think. Oh, let me pull up my character sheet real quick. See what we can learn about the Farron Empire. What do you know about the Farron Empire?
Not a historian, probably no less than you. He looks over and kind of noses in Selma's direction. She's the one who knows all this stuff.
Okay.
I'm just here to
Well, now we're
crack
keeping
heads.
her alive.
Okay.
All right. I don't have any more use for you.
Can I?
But I do have use for her.
Can I knock him out? Is it
Yeah,
possible for me to
I mean,
knock him
you can-
out non-lethally?
There's a chance to die.
Well,
Yeah, there's always a chance that you'll fuck him.
Do we have a prison in town?
Do I have a way to
No.
like gag him so that he can't
Yeah, of
say that
course.
name?
Yeah, you could put a little rag in his mouth and tie a rope around it so he can't spit it out. But also, the name that he's talking about would be the equivalent of like calling the Roman emperor or something. And he's just some, trash dude in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
If you're really worried about invoking Oris, that's fine, and you
Little
should be
superstitious,
careful.
yeah.
But also, like this is a low level person. Emperor
I
Aurelius
think that
ain't
was just
coming for.
superstitions from that god
Yeah, maybe.
that was
Okay.
saying that. But
Or maybe the DM's just trying to get you to cause problems so that he can justify anything in the future.
I say you knock him out, and we'll just keep going.
I give him a bonk on the head.
All
Right.
right. We want to damage him without like actually killing him or creating any wounds that will take forever to heal. So just roll me a d20 and don't roll like a 1 through 5.
Ugh.
All right, well, it's a 5. So you give him a nice bonk on the head. He definitely goes unconscious.
He's
You can
wounded.
bind this head wound, but he will be unconscious, for a while. with
Roll the
damage.
critical hit table. See how bad it is. Give it like, I don't know, a certain level of large weapon or something to the head. Roll severity.
Ugh. A 5 is pretty bad.
Yeah, he'll be alright. He'll be alright though.
Yeah,
It's just a little brain damage.
yeah, just a little
bit of
brain damage. Yeah, he's a little fucked up. You'll have to bind his wounds the old-fashioned way, and yeah.
We'll
Oh,
bind
you
his
got
wounds.
healing magic. Tomorrow will be able to wake him up again, probably.
I'll
So-
bark out to the wardens
Maybe.
inside to go and make sure that there's no more orcs in the town and to clean that up and bring any who are alive here. And I think that we should interrogate Selma next.
Yeah.
I
well,
come
your
up to
two
Zephyr and
What do we
say,
two
get?
wardens will do that.
What do we get for interrogating Selma right now? We have the intel, right?
Clues about the Farron Empire. We don't have to do this now. Absolutely not. And
Yeah.
if we want to be a little expeditious, we can just save this for later. It's fine.
I think save that for later. But I will go up to Zephyr and say, you said you were going to forgive him. Zephyr, are you going to let him live? He didn't seem like he has any love for the quest. Maybe he could be convinced. Maybe if we told him the truth, he'd see the position we're in.
It depends. He's a dangerous man, and he works for them, but the offer of salvation and forgiveness and a chance rather than death is a lot more attractive than a knife at your throat.
I think we should go to the boat. It doesn't sound like there's that many up there, and we should just handle it. I agree. Your plan was genius.
We
I
could
think
maybe wait till tomorrow. Or do you think we should go now?
we have to go now.
I think going under the cover of nightfall would be the best, due to the fact of if you go during the day, it's very easy to stop someone from getting on your boat.
You guys debate
go at
this, I gotta
night.
go piss.
There's no really stopping us because they won't be able to see.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I
I
thought we
go
were
and-
relying on deception. Disguising
problem-
themselves as them.
The
Yeah, but
problem is
look at the uniforms. They're all bloodstained.
we're either relying on deception or we're relying on stealth. And either way, it could go really badly for me. The reason that I think this is out of character, because I don't know how to really say this in character. The reason I think the deception works better is because if we bring these two guys with us and we're covered in blood, then that makes sense. Because it's like, there was a fight in the town, we got fucked up, we're bringing our people.
Yeah, we could also lead a little credence if we'd like to just saying like, what was not Oris, but the other guy, Chancellor, blah blah blah. He just said his name.
Censor
someone
Krellis.
Censor Krellis.
Yeah.
We could just say Censor Krellis' monsters attacked or something like that. We don't even have to dress up like them, and we can be hailed onto the ship as heroes. As we're bringing these two back and we save them.
We found the senses monsters.
They're going to
Yeah.
be suspicious as hell with that.
Elijah
Sure,
was
but
back.
they're
we
gonna-
only need
th-
to
that's
get
enough
both.
to get us on the
spring
ship,
that
right?
trap immediately, right?
That's just enough to get us on the ship. Yeah, I'm cool with either way. I don't.
But if we go now, I'm just saying, like, I've got -4 to hit and no spells, so I will be useless.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We probably still win
Your-
anyway.
I've also
But I
got
will
no
use this.
spells.
Your role in this will be to try, because we're going to be bringing a few people from the town, right? We're going to
Yeah.
be like, oh, these are all the rebels. We're going to have three of us dressed up as their soldiers. We'll have myself and Cedric tied up, plus a couple of other of the strongest potential fighters from the town, sort of taken prisoner, plus these two. It will look very legitimate, I feel. Does anyone disagree?
I think it could be done well. Yeah,
I
I
disagree.
think it's probably enough to get us on
No,
the
I
boat.
think it's a great idea, Zephyr, as always.
You're a genius, Zephyr.
Am I
We gotta leave somebody
I
behind
think it's
to
a good
watch
idea,
these two,
actually.
though.
I worry the what was the thing you suggested, Moot? Sorry.
I just suggested we go and just be our normal selves, and then we bring them up, and we're just like, hey, the Censor Krellis' monsters attacked. We were able to save them, and I think that just at least gets us on the ship, which is all we care about.
I
But I
do
don't-
think that sounds kind of good.
It's not a terrible idea.
Well, we go to the ship
as long as they
ourselves.
as long as they let us up to bring them up, then we can fight. That's our whole goal, is just to get on the ship, and then
Why would it
nothing
not
else
be the
matters.
soldiers bringing back Selma and the knight?
They're dead. They're dead because of the monsters.
Would we really bring the bodies back to the ship, or would we be like, we need help? There's monsters attacking the town.
We handled the monsters, right? The monsters are dead. All of them were wiped out.
Wait, I kind
we
of
were
like,
able to get them back
I kind
to
of
the
like
ship.
help the monsters.
I'm
Here
fine
we
with
have
that
the
too.
knight. Selma's still out there or some shit like that.
Yeah. Selma's
Thoughts?
out there fighting.
Well, then we should set the tavern on fire or something. We should set some
No,
buildings on
okay,
fire.
we've already
Chill.
lost one building. Don't set the
I don't
tavern
think we
on
need
fire.
to do
Well,
that.
like we gotta. You can't. They're not gonna believe it.
All
They're
that
not gonna
matters is we
believe
get on
that
the ship.
this, like one of the greatest warriors in the land, presumably, is eating dirt right now. You know what I mean?
Why
They just-
not? He's right there.
And then us, we.
I feel
People
like
want to believe
hold
what
on.
they're
I
told.
feel like a bean counter and no offense, some other random shitters beating Selma and this knight is way less believable than we got attacked by the beasts, right? They
Yeah.
have no reason to think that we're the one. Like,
Okay, actually, I do like this plan. So we take these two as if they're wounded with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're
Actually,
gonna
I'm
put the-
convinced. You convinced me.
hold on, maybe, if I may, it might be better to leave one of them, maybe Selma, back.
Yeah, let's leave Selma back. I like that too. Selma's still out there
That's
fighting.
even better. Yeah.
The only question is, how do we make it so the knight doesn't talk?
He's knocked out right now.
I thought he was just gagged.
Oh,
He's
well, then let's
knocked
just-
out and at
He's got a
negative.
concussion and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
He is stabilized though, right?
Yeah.
He's stabilized, but he's at like negative 2 HP or something.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this can work.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I think this is a
they're,
great
they're
plan.
hardly gonna like cut the boat and sink us if we've got the knight with us. Anyway,
Exactly. Yeah.
You're right.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Wait,
we make the-
Head down.
What do we do when we get to the ship?
We're just telling him Carlos's monsters are there. Help us come up to take him up, and then we're all just gonna board and kill him.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only
so our argument is that he needs medical attention back on the ship.
Yes. Yeah.
and we need
Okay.
them to bring back the warriors they have. Once they get down onto the boat.
Oh
take
right,
the
Selma
ship.
needs your help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're bringing back the wounded knight. He needs
Yes.
help, but also you guys need to come back with us to fight the Alba.
Yeah.
We should make sure to position some people back at the dock in hiding in case something goes wrong and they come back here with a boat or something, that we have an ambush set up for them. Agree?
Yeah.
Do we
Agree.
say that like the owlbear is rampaging in the town and Selma's like hiding in a building waiting for reinforcements? Because battles in 2E don't take half an hour, right? They take 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So the idea that we're going all the way back to this ship
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bring reinforcements, there has to be a reason why it's delayed. So
Yeah.
it's killed the knight. Selma's hiding in the tavern,
Yeah.
waiting for reinforcements.
Sure thing. There's
That's
like
fair.
there's summoned creatures rampaging on the other
Yeah.
side of town.
More than enough.
Okay.
We go. We'll stick in our
Okay.
armor. We'll stick in our mace.
I've
I
got a
Selma
big
up, we take the
gaping
knight.
wound.
Make sure that you don't have the knight's fucking short sword on your side, right?
No, I give it back to him.
Well, don't give it to him, but
Well, no,
Put it
I
in
like
the
I
boat
put it
next to
in
him.
his sheath.
yeah.
I would just, we should just store it somewhere, right?
Well, I would be like as we're carrying it, I would have his armaments, right? Because he can't carry them. Or someone,
Exactly.
but I would just be carrying them.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't have his sword out and you were showing everybody like you were holding on to it, you know? Because then it
But
could
I-
just be like, well,
if it's in the sheath, it's not visible, right?
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We go.
All right. With Cedric on the oars, with Zephyr manning the rudder, we can take our little tiny boat and row out towards the ship. And as you begin to
We-
approach,
We talked to some people beforehand to set up like a little ambush in case some of them get back or whatever.
Yeah, you can, in the short time that you have to organize all this, you can find 2 wardens, Treyana and Scarlet, and tell them to arrange for any counterattack.
Perfect.
Oh, I did take, and I typed it in the chat. The bodyguard or the level 5 fighter or whatever he was, I took his ranks.
Yeah. Okay. Your boat approaches, and there's like a little rope netting on the side so you can pull up to it. And these guys will look down from above as you're approaching and holler down, "By the great god Varasi herself, what's happened?" As they point at the body of, what was his name?
Jemima.
Jawala?
Little duck.
I let
Jemima?
Elijah talk.
Out Jemima, yeah.
I look to Elijah. This is his.
I look to Cedric.
Sensor Krellis's minions, they attacked. The Selma's still in the tavern. She needs help. Come on, help us get him up here.
God damn it. One of them hurries off to go get reinforcements from down below. The other one will throw a rope over to you and tell you to tie a harness underneath his arm so that he can be hoisted up. Who's the first up on the ship?
I guess I would climb the rope first.
Yeah, you can climb the rope netting.
I'll stay
Scale,
behind
no problem.
to help hoist the guy into the harness. So the 3 of them go up first, and then I'll send the body up and I'll go up last.
Yeah,
That works the
a
cleanest.
rope gets thrown down. Riven looks like they're tying up this guy so that he can be hoisted. Like a rope underneath the arms and around him, whatnot.
We left
what
his
do you do?
armor on him, of course.
What do you do when you get up to the boat, dear Cedric?
I'm
Who's in
waiting to help hoist. So like my goal is like to get up here. I'm gonna be one of the people like to helping hoist. I'm kind of waiting for the other 2 to get up here, and then I think we're gonna take situational check, and then we might spring our trap of attacking and fighting and pushing people off the boat.
Yeah.
Rather than
Well, as
Motherfucker off.
you get up, it looks like Zephyr climbs up as well, and as she arrives, 2 orcs and another human come up from down below to see what's going on.
Is the human armored?
Orcs, yeah, they're all armored in leather and shields. And one of the orcs immediately starts taking charge of the situation and says, "So more monsters are on the island, huh?
Yep.
Can't believe Keldrawara died to those pieces of shit. Now,
There
hurry
goes-
up, get his body on here, and let's go find him."
All right, come on.
Elijah, you go up.
I can't, sorry, we have
I'll
to
go
go.
up.
I think, yeah, I gotta see the exactly where everybody is because I kind of want to mechanically shove someone in the fucking water and start it off.
Yeah, let them
Wait,
do
wait,
the
wait.
hoisting, mate. They'll be off balance.
Yeah.
Were we going to let their
Yeah, I'm gonna let
warriors
them
get into
hoist.
the boat and then go back, and then we take the ship?
I think we just fuck them up now, here and now.
I think we fuck them up here
Okay.
once they start hoisting. Yeah.
Yeah, these 2 will
Okay.
begin to hoist Jawara.
Yeah, I
and
tie
now,
him
while
up,
they're
yeah.
hoisting him, he's in his armor and suspended by a rope. So if you disrupt their hoisting, his body will fall beneath the waves and be gone
It
forever.
might land on the boat, no?
And
good
no,
chance he'll
because
land on the boat.
your boat is not underneath this. Like he'll fall straight down. He's being
Just,
pulled
I don't
against
think
the
I
side.
give a shit if he's going.
That's
in.
fine.
Wait,
Yeah.
the sword. The sword is on his sheath, or is
No,
this
no,
sword
it's
in
in
the
my
boat?
sheath.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
it's
got
in
it.
your sheath.
All right. So as they're hoisting, where am I? I'm the 15 AC
You're right
guy?
here. Yeah.
Can I step over
No, that's
here?
a rooftop.
Okay. I'm just trying to get, mechanically. Are we really 5x5? Is this a small boat?
Actually, let me take a look at the.
Just want to mechanically know what I'm working with here.
Yeah, that might actually be open deck. I need to check my full boat asset.
When this happens, Zephyr, you're gonna have to guard your flank
Oh, yeah.
from those other 2 guys because you're in low health here.
Yep. I'll be doing a chant of peace and taking defensive actions.
Or Jawama.
So the other version of this, it would look like this. That's an inside area, but there is a wall that goes around
Okay.
it. So you are as you see.
How are they hoisting? I just want to know,
It's
they just both have a rope and they're both going like this?
They're pulling, they're using the railing as a little bit of leverage, and so they're leaning back and jointly tugging.
All right, I'm going to just push
actually, it'd
behind
be
them a little
like
bit.
this. It'd be like one in line like that.
Then I'm going to just go back here, and I don't care if it's suspicious. I'm just going to walk like I can. And from here, I'm going to just give them the biggest strengthiest shove of my lifetime.
Don't roll
My
a one on
goal
this one.
is to just rummage them over the side of the boat.
Okay. Give me your very best strength check because you don't even need a roll to hit here. It's a natural one.
Oh no.
This is where the dice hate us.
Well, hold on.
No,
It's so bad that they don't even realize. They don't even realize.
They might not even realize.
Oops, I
It's so
tripped.
bad. I actually did trip as I went to go and push them.
Would you roll me a
Let me
saving
know.
throw versus death, please? I need more information.
I feel you. Death magic, right?
If you get 20
Yeah.
here, you fail. You just fall into them.
Oh,
Not a success. But not too bad.
We didn't need the one there, mate.
I know.
we need
I
to
just.
You go up
Elijah's gonna have
behind
to
this guy.
kill them all.
He's got a rope like twisted around his arm as he's tugging. The orc in front of him is tugging, and they're both, using the rail to help bring this guy up. And you go behind this person and you give him a shove. But somehow your brain gets a little confused, and you end up instead of like shoving from a nice center of balance, you shove off the center of balance, and the arm that is the weight is not on his non-dominant side is where you end up shoving. And instead of pushing him forward and losing his balance, he just sort of twists in place awkwardly, and his face gets a little contorted as he sees you. Flips to seize you. Clear that this is obviously a shoving attempt. We'll call out, "What the fuck?" And
Initiative?
then he will. Yeah, we're just gonna drop into initiative. And I think his facing, he lets go of the rope, and lets his facing flip. He does not have
Actually
his
not
spear in
bad.
his hand presently, but he does have a sidearm.
All right. We just rolled a d20, right?
Oh,
Yep, just a D20.
I got one.
There should be a button, 0.initiative on the.
We want high.
oh, it's high.
Oh.
God damn it.
Wait, does the total defense action care about initiative?
No, shouldn't.
It
Although
does
now that
not,
would
but it's
do.
a no move action. You just stand your ground.
Can I still do a
And
chant?
No.
Oh, okay. What about a parry?
Don't. Parry's not good.
It's not worth it. Not
Well,
until you're
that's
higher
me,
levels.
It needs to be high level.
Oh well, yeah. If you want
Archie was a god at parrying.
Well, I want to like take a defensive action and start chanting.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to chant and then use your attack to, deflect an incoming attack, that makes sense because you want the chant. So
I want to put
perfect.
statistics in my favor.
This
Yeah.
guy still has the rope, and now half of the rope has been dropped.
Yep.
I assume that's a big deal. Okay.
I just
Well,
say though, isn't total defense like +4 AC and the chance is -1 to hit?
I don't think
No,
so.
defense is like
No.
half your level rounded down or something.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's one either way. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, do the chant then.
Okay. Did everyone roll initiative? Who didn't roll? Oh, you just rolled regular dice.
Yeah,
I
me
see.
too.
We got you. I got you, buddy.
You can also
Don't
just
even worry
attack
about it.
Zephyr.
I'm on 2 HP.
And this
and I've already
other
been
one,
downed.
Cedric.
Yep, I rolled a 5.
Did you roll a 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, starting from the top, our spearman over here.
Does he know?
Yeah, well, because this guy shouts, it's like, "What the fuck?" And the orc grunts and begins to let slip, and it's clear we're in a dangerous situation. We're all here because monsters. There's a dead guy, and then fighting breaks out, and they're not trusting the locals to begin with. Yeah, he hops to battle pretty quickly, and he'll take his. He doesn't have his. He probably does have his spear. He wasn't holding anyone up. Yes, he takes his spear, and he plunges it right towards Zephyr with a 10. Against Zephyr's huge AC. Does absolutely nothing.
Easy.
Elijah Evans.
Come on, Yan.
Come on, dude.
I got
Slay
this.
this orc.
I got you guys. Don't worry.
Wait,
Elijah pulls
you get
out.
a bonus here.
Elijah pulls it out.
Oh, I have one other thing that someone's been crying about. Elijah's rapier does +1 damage, apparently, and we haven't been calculating that at all.
Excuse me?
ever.
Don't rapiers do D6 +1?
I think
Mine's
they do
on my
D6
character
+1.
sheet says 1d6.
Plus, it should be like a +1, I think. Let me look at the weapons tab.
I've not needed it previously, to be fair.
That's true, yeah. I think
Yeah, it
when
should be doing D8, I believe.
What?
It's a full-fledged, medium-sized primary weapon. No?
I think it's
his
D6
is
plus
a
one.
rapier.
Is it a small weapon?
Yeah, I think
It's a
rapiers
small
are
weapon. Okay,
small.
it's a D6. Yeah.
If it's not +1?
No, we're using our. No, it's just a flat D6. It's the equivalent of a short sword in this context.
All right.
Yeah.
Elijah Evans, the accountant, pulls out his rapier and slashes at the orc with a 5.
Oh.
That's because a rapier is a thrusting weapon, so the slash against the orc
Yeah.
just hits him.
It's also-
but you need to hit him with the pointy end.
Elijah's not used to being on a boat, so he's like swaying back and forth. You know, he's-
Tons of excuses. The orc doesn't give a shit about Keljawara. Drops the rope, lets
Wow.
Jawara plunge beneath
Wild.
the seas.
so
Draws his axe
Goodbye,
from his
armor.
side. Takes a slash at you with a 3 wild miss. The other orc up on top knows what he's doing. He comes to the side. He's originally intending to come over here and get Zephyr, but then he sees this fucker and goes, "Roar!" Runs in your direction with a 14 to hit. 15
Miss.
for the flanking attack, though,
Then that's a hit.
which is a hit. He will hit you for 3 points of damage with his axe.
I'm down to 2.
And the spearman doesn't have his spear, can draw a short sword, or what is the sidearm? I have it listed. Hold on. I don't want to assume. Yes, it is a short sword, obviously. We'll pull out his short sword. Take a thrust. 8 to hit, 0 damage. Cedric.
All right. I'm gonna tell me if I can do this. Can I attempt to push forward and just shove them off with a strength check?
You can attempt anything you want, but
my
shoving
goal.
through 2 people is difficult.
Yeah.
You'd be extremely unlikely to shove both of them off of the ship
But maybe
in
get
one go.
one.
Maybe. But it's going to be much harder because you not only have to push this person, but you have to push them hard enough that they hit this person, and then that
And then
goes
he
off.
Would it be easier
Yeah.
to throw the orc that just attacked him off than it would be to push the other
Then
orc
I'm turning
off?
my back, right?
Then he's turning his back, yeah.
But
It's a
either way,
mess.
I'll take an attack of opportunity.
It's a mess.
Yeah. I think that's my best bet, though.
All right, so I'm going to need a roll to hit against AC 10 to like shove him with your shield, and then an opposed strength check. And you're going to have to be combating their combined strength with a small bonus for the distance.
It's a 9. Do I have any bonuses here? I leveled, I did.
Have you got a shield?
No, I think
I
you go to hit him with the shield, and the shields just don't hit at the right angle
Yeah.
to apply your strength. They hit at a side, and you begin to like slip one way, and it's no good.
Oh no.
Zephyr Shepherd.
So the first thing I want to do is I want to start doing Chant of Peace. Let me put it into chant here real quick. Basically, it adds -1 to attack rolls, making me tankier, I believe, and whoever I'm fighting.
Yes. Yes.
There it is, Chant of Peace. All creatures within the cleric's aura lose -1 to hit on all physical attacks. So all of my attacks are made at -1, which is fine though because I have a sword that should, in theory, have +1. Question. I have 2 things that I'm thinking of doing. I'm either thinking of attacking, sort of now that I've seen the situation, I'm thinking of either attacking, or what would be required in order to shove this guy off the boat?
This is so shoving usually is like a straight directional push, right? And he's just got enough room behind him that you would need to shove him like 10 feet in order to, and then he's at like, it's a weird angle. It's not an easy shove, but you could try to grab and throw him off the side, which means you would need to like hold on to him, which would provoke an attack of opportunity. And then you need to pass a strength check and he'd get a bonus because there's a railing.
All right, I'm just going to
It'd
make a
be
swing at
tough.
him. So I think
Yeah.
because I have a +1 and a -1, I'm just going to roll a 1d20 flat, and if I hit, I hit.
Beautiful.
Boosh, it's 4. Not a hit.
It is not a hit. All right. Next up is Riven Thornleaf down on the boat below, netting before you.
How much of my movement is it to climb up?
Probably like 40 feet of movement.
So enough for me to get up and maybe attack the orc from behind.
Absolutely.
Oh dear, -4 to hit.
Only 20%, baby.
+2 is a back attack. It's not looking too good. Okay, Neil, I'm gonna come here.
Hop on the boat. You squeeze through the walls, through the doors, through the inside. Come up behind this other orc.
Just checking that there wasn't enough downtime to regain any mana.
Correct. You need 2 hours, and I don't think you had it.
Okay, so I've got a -4 because of my eye injury, but it's back attack. Any other bonuses?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Well, it was going to be a miss one way or the other. The short sword hits the orc's armor and does no damage, leaving us at the top of the initiative order with the spearman over here, who begins shouting down to like, "First mate, get up here!" And will attempt again to shove a spear through Zephyr. A 12 -1 is an 11, no good. Elijah Evans. Now you've missed once, but you're juiced to the boat now,
Yeah.
and you remember to stab.
The guy facing me, the orc. I look at him. Sorry, buddy, you got no chance. You're dealing with people blessed by the gods. And I take another stab
Yes.
And you get him.
for 5 damage.
And that is more than enough
Fuck yeah.
to
We need
kill
that.
the
Down
orc.
through the eye.
Like a god.
And I can
Do
I?
you have any movement?
Yeah, I want to reposition behind this guy. facing
Perfect.
him.
I got you, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That's a dead orc who doesn't get a turn. This other orc over here, that's between these folks, he's just going to take an attack at Cedric because, you know, obviously. A 10 plus 1 for flanking is 11. Not good enough. The spearman in front of you has got a short sword. He's got an Elijah behind him, but he's going to he's gonna do this. Well, he's going to make an attack against Cedric, which is a 14, no bonuses, and then he's gonna step over here and face out this way. So only one person
Does
can
that
get to
not
him.
provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, because if we were just in open combat,
Yeah.
you know, and you move diagonal, it wouldn't. And here in this
That's
situation,
true.
he's
Sure,
got
yeah.
the benefit of even walls to help provide him protection. Yeah. Cedric, your turn.
But now, question: if I step into here, is that going to provoke an attack of opportunity?
Only if you did it like this.
Got it.
Yeah.
But if I do it just like this, then I'm fine.
Yeah, you could step here and then turn to face him. Like you could
Okay.
guard as you walk past, but as soon as you try to like leave the square, right? Like you still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, I'm gonna stay here and I'm just gonna turn and I'm gonna attack this guy because Riven is pretty shit.
Thank you.
That way my shield's kind of facing. I get my mace off my back and here we go.
Natural one again.
And a
Come on,
success on
mace.
the death save.
All right, no problems, but it's not going very well. Zephyr, you got the soldier before you.
I roll another flat d20. 15.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's the number you needed to hit.
Perfect. And you want just flat damage. Does this sword have a +1 to damage?
Should
I
be
think it
+1
does.
damage, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boom. 4 damage.
Excellent.
I call down as well, and I say, citizens of... What's our... Aknara! To arms!
Give me a charisma check as you shout that.
23.
Okay. Riven, take your turn.
Yes, sir. Same attack. 10.
From back, will do it. No shield. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
But he's in leather.
Yeah, but it's...
Oh, you're already including the back attack. I'm sorry, I didn't see that you've already done all the math.
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah. It'll just hit the leather,
Okay.
and he'll be fine. And the spearman up here is just gonna, one more time. He's got a spear. He's just gonna kill Zephyr with it. And he will roll a natural 20. It is not a critical hit, however.
Shit.
Because it's only...
How much HP
Because
you
you've
on?
got 17 AC and he's rolls a 19.
2 HP, bro.
Okay, we're hoping for a 1 here.
Well,
Why
it's
did
a
we bring
3.
you again?
It's a 3. The spear will run through Zephyr, who will topple backwards and once again fall unconscious
God damn it.
And we
and
can't
begin to
heal
bleed
her.
to death.
I'm bleeding.
Elijah.
I got you, boss. Well, I don't got you, but I'll clean up so someone else can have you. Am I in the... Is it glitched out for... I'm in the water on my screen.
No,
Oh,
you're on the
no,
boat.
My
It's
roll
not
20
on land.
went kind of weird, yeah.
You're not in the water. You're on the boat.
Gotcha. But that guy's in the water? The guy I was next to?
Nope.
There should be nobody in the water.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
glitched
you
for
might
me,
need
I
a
don't know.
refresh.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to hit that F5.
How did this happen?
I have no idea.
There we go. Okay. Okay, so the guy no longer has his back turned towards me.
Right.
I need to make sure that, because Zephyr's unconscious, I feel like I need to make sure that she doesn't get fucking killed by this guy.
She could get killed in a
So-
moment.
I'm gonna step over her body here and attack this guy.
All right.
I'll give you an
Make your
attack roll
thrust.
Come
as
on,
soon as
John,
my...
please. We need it.
No good. The orc over here is going to get Cedric again. Axe comes up. Axe comes down. Another
explain that.
14.
Oh my god.
Spearman. He's got this little corner. Everything seems to be going his way. We're going to give
Stays
him a
where he
nice
is.
little morale check. I think he actually just holds his position. I think a failure on a morale check in this situation isn't a runaway. It's a
Yeah.
hold your ground because they can only get me one at a time here.
Come
Cedric.
on, mate. Please.
I go for the mace slam. 15.
There
to hit.
it is.
Number
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Orc
Fuck
goes
yeah.
down.
And I
Another
am going to
crystal.
back up here, which won't provoke an attack of opportunity, correct?
Totally good.
I'm going to kind of, because he called for first mates, so I'm going to come up here. Well, hold on. Let's do actual movement. Let's see. We go back. We go around. We go over here. We come around 60.
Yes. Easy peasy.
I'll be here.
Zephyr Shepherd, you bleed 1 point. You are now at -2.
I prayed to
Also
Malchus
yell
to
out-
change me to being alive.
The monsters, they're on the ship.
Riven.
Can I get past Cedric?
Yeah.
All right, I'm attacking this guy in the back.
Yep. You get up behind him.
It's... fuck's sake. Nope.
And it's another, one eye, no depth perception.
What are you going to do? You only got one eye.
Yeah, it's a mess. Top of the initiative order. You can hear down below decks the sounds of yelling, of things being dragged and thrown, of cries and pain. It appears a full-blown brawl has taken form
yeah.
downstairs. At the top of the initiative order, this spearman will go, and he's already taking care of Zephyr, so he's just going to get rid of Elijah at the same time with
fuck's
a
the brawl
17
from?
to hit,
It's the prisoners fighting back against the sailors.
a 1 for damage.
All right, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
fine. I got so much
Elijah.
HP, dude. Yeah, I'll strike right back at him.
Kill him.
Boom, 19, baby.
Let's go.
Critical, actually almost a critical hit, not quite, but enough to bring the guy down.
5 damage. Boom.
Okay.
We gotta help Zephyr.
I'll help Zephyr. You clear the
Yeah,
base.
well, there's still a spearman up here.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the spearman's turn. And
Well, I want to use my
He takes
movement
a little-
to at least turn around so he doesn't get like a back attack sneaking up on me or anything.
he does a little peek. He does a little peek. He comes over here. He sees you. He sees the netting. He's going to do it. He's going to try and make a dex check to jump
it's
off
just
the
like
boat.
the White Lotus.
It's a 16.
fucked
It's
it.
no good. He misses the boat, or he like lands on the side. Saving throw versus death. God, he rolled a 4. It's terrible. No. He misses the boat.
What a
He's in
douchebag.
leather with a shield. So I think he just kind of hits the side of the boat, topples off, lands in the water, immediately drops his shield or spear.
Take some
and,
damage. I'll roll a little damage for him. D6.
D4 because he didn't really land on something solid. He only kind of bounced off of it.
Take 2 damage there.
Okay. Yep. And he's going to fall beneath the waves and try his best to untangle his shield before he drowns.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
I go.
And I think that will step us out of combat because there are some people downstairs, but it's a couple of porters, the ship's captain, the first mate, and not all ship's captains are fighters, and this one is definitely not.
Worked out.
And
Yeah.
downstairs,
Looking dicey for a second though.
bunch of your friends, family members, townies, upon hearing Zephyr's voice and hearing the sounds of combat above, took arms to, or picked up whatever was nearby to defend themselves. And soon, everyone on the boat is gone. I take it someone stabilizes Zephyr.
Yeah, I do that. I tend to Zephyr's wounds.
Cool.
I just want to
I
point out
can't
my
get them up
plan
with
worked
magic until tomorrow.
flawlessly.
It did.
It's true.
It was all
We
your
need
plan
to-
too.
It worked out,
100%.
though.
We took
What
the
do we
boat.
do
Well,
with
no,
the-
I'm talking about the boat part, capturing the boat.
Right. Yeah.
What do we do with the captain and the porters?
I think we just need to. I'm sorry, but I think we need to execute everybody here. But I think we need to keep their bodies and like bring them to the other island and make it look like a whole thing.
Cedric, you can't make that decision without Zephyr. I say.
No, I'm not. I don't want to. I
She's
don't
not
wanna do
waking up
this.
till tomorrow.
All right, well then let's just tie them up like they had them tied up here. We can use the ship as a sort of brig. We can make the captain of this ship bring it closer in.
Yeah, we get them to bring it to the beach.
Yeah.
Why not beach the ship? Fuck it up.
We don't have to bring it to the beach exactly, but near.
All right, I'm gonna like keep tending to Zephyr, so I'm gonna leave that to you. And Elijah.
Well, Elijah, you will eventually see the one spearman that fell beneath the waves did succeed in getting his shield off and has managed to at least hold on to something on the boat, or maybe has a swimming proficiency, but he has managed to crawl himself into the little rowboat minus his shield.
I mean,
couple
yeah. Where's
really
he?
nice
If he goes
checks.
back to shore, he's just gonna get ambushed. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is if he goes just to rows away. So I'm gonna kind of come on, give up, or you will be executed.
It's death one way or the other, right? He's in the boat. I only have the one boat token here. There is another rowboat that the guards use to bring all the prisoners over. So it's not
Yeah.
like this is the only boat. But he does get in the boat and he
starts
heads for
to
land.
get going.
He starts
he's
going
heading
for
for land.
land.
No, I'll yell
Yeah.
out, not the land. No, he's gonna tell everybody. I'll let him go.
The little
He will be
spearman that
greeted
could.
by some wardens.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to survive that encounter.
Very good.
Damn. He put in a good effort though, that fella.
He tried his best.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we did it. We saved the town somehow.
All right, game over. We've won Dungeons and Dragons. We can all go home.
We need to, get Zephyr in the rowboat and lower it down into the sea and like get her back home. And we need to probably take the prisoners as well, right? And just leave the boat out here.
Question: does death count?
Yes,
as
everyone
rest?
does get 200 experience.
Nice.
I'm sorry, 282 experience. Death does not count as... Oh, yeah, by the time in the morning, you'll level with everyone else.
Fuck yeah.
Do we just leave the boat out here? No, I think we need to get the captain to... we need to decide what to do with the boat when Zephyr kind of wakes up. So
yeah,
for
I
the
think
night,
we can leave
sure,
the boat out here for one night.
but
and
get
then
everybody off of the boat.
Yeah,
so
I
they
think we
can't
get
do
everyone in the ship as prisoners in the rowboat and bring everyone
Yeah.
back to shore.
It'll take a couple trips to get everyone. That's not an
Okay.
issue. You can do it.
Yeah, we do that. Like that.
You will
question
find that
they
the
ask at
one
Microsoft interviews, like we put the spearmen with the rooster, they go across, and then the rooster comes back, and then they take the vegetarian.
You'll find that the sailor, the soldier who made it ashore, did not make it very far ashore.
He was a hero.
He did his best.
In his own mind, he was.
Back in our lovely little town of Aknara, we can assess battle damages. What happened? How did things go wrong? Well, maybe not how did things go wrong, but what is left? There are more dead civilians, and there are some more dead wardens. Now, we were already short of wardens. There had been some that went missing. There'd been a few other that had died. In the uprising that has just happened, well, the long and short of it is, aside from the three of you, there are only 2 living wardens. A woman named Triana and a woman named Scarlet. The upside is that there are 4 other wardens that had retired because they had aged out, like they're taking stat penalties because they're so old, who have stepped forward to fill the shoes of some fallen people, at least temporarily.
Including
There is
my
Rusty-
third cousin. Ashen. The half
Ashen.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't put her on the list because she's very, very
She's
old.
too old. Okay.
Yeah, her penalty. I didn't do the math, but I remember she's at like maxing out on the age, so I think she gets like a -4 or 5 to strength.
No, that's
In
fair.
theory, she
Yeah.
could fight, but she's gonna have she can't wear armor. She's got combat penalties. The ones that are young enough, who are only in their 60s and 70s, are Rusty, Jeannie, Wensley, and Titus. Their stats are not amazing. They take a lot of penalties across the board for being quite old. A lot of them have penalties to HP at this point. I don't think anyone has strength above 9. Actually, Titus has really good stats. Titus was a hell of a man back in the day.
We just need them to handle things on the island whilst we're away, though, so they should be fine for that, right? But I will, you said Titus is strong?
Yeah, he's got like 12 strength.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to get we need to get Zephyr back to our house.
Yeah. These are trivial things when you have time and resources, and you have a whole village at your disposal.
Big village.
We almost can't do anything until Zephyr wakes up, so I think that we kind of assess the damage for the night. We treat the wounded, or at least Cedric does.
It's been a long day, right? You woke up this morning on a different island.
That's true.
Altogether. So it's been a hell of a day. Everyone can take a much needed rest.
Bigly.
Finally.
We can wake up in the morning and we can level. So all of the effects that we've been talking about leveling are here. I don't remember what anyone rolled for HP, so I'm down to just have everybody
All right.
re-roll. No
Perfect.
keeping any
Very
rolls,
good.
whether they were good or bad,
Marvelous.
because I've forgotten all the numbers.
We're
Is
rolling
it leveling
D8,
time?
right?
Yep.
It is leveling
Leveling
time. I
time.
believe everyone here is rolling a D8 with the exception of Riven, who's rolling a D8 plus 4.
That's right.
All right.
Um,
Who's going first?
I'll go first. I'm feeling it on this one, boys. I remember what I rolled last time, so I'm feeling good about this one.
Oh!
Yes,
Wow.
dude, 22
Fucking
HP
Chad.
at level 2. Let's
That's
go.
outrageous.
that's literally. What did you roll last time? Should we have kept our rolls?
Nah, just don't worry about it, Neil.
Okay.
All right, I'm rolling here.
Next up.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
A 2.
I've just
Very
been rolling
nice.
like dog shit all session.
Yeah.
Pichon,
Mhm.
you want to go first?
I got you. D8.
All right.
That's
What's
fine.
nice?
You also
Four.
get a +1 for your high con, so 5 brings you to 11 max.
Poggers.
Not bad.
All right, here we go.
And last but not least,
Come
Zephyr.
on, Zephyr.
Oh,
Yes.
There, that
Nice
was the
roll.
roll.
There we go.
Fuck yeah.
That'll bring you to 13 max.
Doubled my max
Um,
HP.
The sorcerers in the party gain another 4 MP, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And all
And
the spells
we're-
that we talked about, you get.
With keeping, yeah.
We're at 2,999 XP for the clerics, correct?
I don't know. You gained 282
remember.
after the last battle.
Oh, we
so
gained 282? Okay.
Well,
Yes.
I can't gain that XP because I can't level twice.
right. Oh yeah.
just-
So yes,
yeah.
2999 is exactly where you are. Okay. Morning comes along. Someone, probably Cedric, can heal Zephyr.
Yeah, I'll heal everybody up. So here we go. I'll go to Riven first.
Yeah. Can you
So
heal my
What's your
eye?
HP?
19 out of 22.
Okay, then yeah, here you go. 2d8. I heal your eye. Slash
My-
roll
my-
1d8.
My injury's gone nil?
Let me just see if you get the HP or if it has to be a dedicated eye heal. The rules specify. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Let's see.
Nope. Yeah, you get the HP too.
Perfect. All right. I'm fighting
Man.
fit.
Alrighty then.
Cedric,
okay,
you're a
here's-
blacksmith, yeah?
Yeah, Elijah, I'm a blacksmith.
See, I've been thinking
You need
about
something?
this. We're heroes, right? And a hero... no, listen to me. Look at me. We're heroes.
Okay, we're heroes.
We're heroes. And heroes need signature weapons. They need a signature style. I can't just be wielding any old rapier. I kind of want something cooler. I was wondering, could you blacksmith me a rapier that looks like a huge pen?
Yeah, I mean, I can
Just
probably
a big
make
old
that.
sharp pen, you know, because a pen, like a fountain pen, right? They are also they already look kind of like blades, right? I feel like you could do something here.
Yeah, I can make you that. Guaranteed.
Blacksmithing is not weaponsmithing. That is a different proficiency that takes a lot more slots.
Oof.
Well, I tell him I can do it.
Okay,
All right,
Here's the heal on myself.
excited.
go for it.
Classic.
2
Dog shit roll.
and
Here's the
Was it
one on
D4?
Zephyr. This is going to be a D8 for Zephyr. Because I can still cure wounds her, right?
if they're at 0 or less, they can be stabilized and brought to 1d4.
Okay, so 1d4. 3.
All right, 3 HP Zephyr.
Perfect. Got it.
As the morning transpires, what's the situation with the door? Is it just there's no way up to it? It's just covered with the
There's a
top.
quilt covering it, and the quilt has been attached as best as possible, but there's still some like scaffolding up and around it, and that rock slide nearby that's been semi-cleared out, but a path still remains.
Okay, perfect. If I need to get a ladder, I will get one, but I want to make my way over there, and I want to be able to get up to the door.
You can get up to the door. There's a quilt covering it that is attached, so it's taut against the wall, so it doesn't flap in the breeze. And today is a very breezy day. I've rolled on my weather table, and it is an 11. It's overcast, cool, and gusty.
If I am behind the top, can I see the runes?
Yes. I suppose it's large enough that it will flex enough that you can kind of squeeze up behind it.
Yeah. Okay, taking my... I don't know how this works in theory because it's so big. But I will trace my hand over the archway of the runes and cast one of my new spells. Comprehend languages. To try and see what the runes say.
Hell yeah. This is why you wanted to level up so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, I just thought we might die on the boat if we didn't, but...
So you can read any language that you touch, right? Spoken
Yeah,
words,
understand any
written
language
words, you must
they
touch
are
the
in contact
writings.
with. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you find out very quickly as you cast Comprehend Languages is either the spell is failing and doesn't work and you're doing it wrong, which is not the case. You, as a player, you know that's not the case. Or these are not writings in a traditional language sense. These must be some sort of runes of power or some sort of language in the writing in the language of magic. This must be something cryptic's not the right word, but it's not. These
It's
are
not
not
a word.
words.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
words.
these are channeling symbols of some kind.
Thought that it might not work, or thought that that might happen. So I'm happy that I have not told anyone about this. I will go and rest for the rest of the morning to recover my magic power.
Excellent.
Is it 2 hours or 4 hours to get 4 MP back?
You regain 2 MP
2
per hour.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good. So I
rest.
go and get some breakfast for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, party, we're gathered together. There are 4 of you. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rangers, including 4 that have come out. I'm sorry, wardens, including 4 that have come out of retirement and are old. And you've got the island.
We kind of need to focus now, everybody, on getting to the old island, bringing all of these bones over there, and going through Hunter's Bay, killing the orcs there, and then getting into that cave.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a
We
headache.
need to.
When can we stop killing people?
I hope soon. I really do.
Wait,
Sephi, you're awake.
the soldiers on
Oh,
the
yeah.
other side? There's people on the other island? Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
There's a
They left.
whole nother contingent.
How many?
Yeah, maybe 8 orcs and
8
a
or
few
9.
humans. Say we need to decide what we're gonna do though with the captain and the porters from the ship. We just
They
brought
can't be
them back
trusted,
so
I
far.
don't think.
No,
They work
they
for the
can't
enemy.
be. Think that they should be executed, but we need to talk to Selma Tailwind today about what she knows about the Farron Empire.
Do we have anyone on this island that could sail that ship?
I don't think so.
Maybe I could convince the captain that he should work with us.
We should know more about him at least.
Feels very tied to Deathy.
Yep.
Getting good flashbacks.
I'm sure, if you allow me, Zephyr, to treat him with a bit of kindness, that I might be able to get the measure of the man and see whether he can work with us.
If you think you can convince him to become one of us, to be part of our people and build something better for the future, then do it. But if he's just going to become a turncoat and turn tail and run at the first opportunity, then I think we do need to have a conversation.
Let me have a chance to speak to him.
You have that chance.
All right. I will head into the room with the prisoners, Neil.
Okay. You
And,
see Captain Bethany there,
Captain
chained
Bethany.
up, tied up.
What does she look like? How old is she?
Captain Bethany is young. She's short as well. She's like 5'2", 110 pounds, 22 years old. You can tell that she's like left-handed by the way that she interacts with things around her. And she's got some like cuts and bruises across her face from the brawling that happened on the ship. And now she's just tied up, I think left in the inn, since it's just a big building that's easy to keep an eye on, and
It's a good spot.
innkeeper's dead, so.
Yeah. Does she look sharp, behind the eyes, or does she look a bit dim-witted?
Roll me a charisma check.
25.
Bill, she owns a ship and manages to operate it well enough. So she can't be completely stupid, but you're not seeing any sort of brilliant intelligence just lurking below the surface, unless she's so clever that she's able to mask that.
So I have my short sword on my side, so I look ready for battle, and I go up to Bethany and I crouch down next to her and say, Captain Bethany, would you like something to eat?
I haven't eaten in a long time.
I will I'm assuming that her hands are tied, and she is tied to a post or something, so I will untie the post that she is tied to so I can move her, but she's still got her hands tied.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lead her into like a different room of the tavern.
Yeah. You bring her to one of the upstairs bedrooms of the tavern just to get a little bit of privacy.
Okay, just take a seat there. I'm gonna go get you some food.
She sits on one of the beds waiting.
I will go and get some rations.
Yeah.
And put them down in front of her, and then close the door.
I just want you to know, as you're closing the door, I am just a hired hand.
Well, that's
I'm
what I
not
want to talk
involved.
to you about.
I'm not involved in any of this stuff. I don't care about any of this stuff. My ship was approached and told me that I was told that I had to take on these orcs and these humans and do whatever Selma Tailwind wanted. And I didn't argue because I like my head on my shoulders. And so I have nothing to do with what's going on here, and I don't want to be involved. And if you let me go, I will just head back and continue my ordinary work. And you can rest assured I won't ever tell anyone, because if I tell someone, then they're gonna come after me. And that'll just, we can just go our separate ways.
Bethany, the thing is that something really special has happened here. You know that, right? The gods have landed here.
I wasn't sure if this was the place or not. I mean, I saw the big banner, but it looks really tacky, and I didn't think it was.
Godfall.
It was a short-term measure, but it's true. Martha and Malchus, they landed here. In fact, myself and 3 of the other wardens on the island have been blessed. We've been gifted magical powers. I can show you.
Uh-huh.
Watch. I start chanting, Neil. And I cast Charm Person on Bethany.
Ooh.
I think she gets a save versus spell.
He gets a save.
Modified by wisdom.
It is not a good save. She is charmed.
She is charmed for a length of time equal, like, as a function of her intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah. So I say, the thing is, Bethany, that we've been blessed by the gods for a very specific reason. We've got a great mission to complete here, and it involves this place, this island. And well, listen, I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but we're going to need your ship. And the thing is, we're going to need someone to sail the thing as well.
Well, I understand. You want my... what do you mean you need my ship?
We need the ship, It's, let's call it the spoils of war. We're going to need to head over to Hunter's Bay, for example, in the very near future.
My whole life. It's my whole life. You know how much debt I'm in?
I understand that, but this is why the offer I've got for you. What's happening here, the people that are here that have been blessed, we're we're at a special point in time. We're at a special place. We've got a really unique opportunity to change the world here. I know that. I believe it with my heart. And I think that you are being given the opportunity to be a part of that. And I know you don't know my friends, but I care a lot about people. And when it's those Verasi soldiers, I can look the other way and I understand what needs to be done. But I don't want that for you. But if you're not going to play ball, then I'm not sure I'll be able to convince Zephyr and the others.
Am I your slave now?
No, you're not my slave. You're my friend. Or I hope you to be.
But you're telling me if I don't hand my ship over to you, that the others are going to kill me.
Well, why don't you can keep the ship, but you just help us out for a little while with it. And when we no longer need it, you can take it away. You said you've got debts anyway, so you can probably earn some coin. Avoid your debtors for a little while. I shrug and say, It depends how everything pays out. We haven't got loads of coin right now.
I need to be earning 50 gold a month just to pay off the interest.
That's a lot of gold.
What do we want this ship for?
Well, we need to go to
Faster
Hunter's
an
travel
Bay.
option.
around the island?
It's an option.
It's nice to have.
Kill the captain, kill the crew, sell it. It's worth a few thousand gold.
Yeah, I mean, if we sell the ship, I mean...
I mean, I'm not part of this conversation, so that's not
No, yeah, I was
my
just thinking about
position.
So you're asking this woman to hand over
I'm asking her
the
to
central
join us.
core of her life. Yeah.
To join us. Yeah.
Well, what about my sisters and brothers and parents? And am I going to be stuck on this island?
Well, no, you'll be sailing around. All
We
of
gotta start a
Frodia.
cult.
Are we going to be fighting more of them?
I hope not. That's part of the problem here, you see, is everyone's going
What
to
happens-
know that you were working for Selma. If you turn back up with your ship, people are going to be asking questions. And what we can't have is the Empire finding out what happened here.
I'll just tell them I dropped them all off on another island and then I went my own way. And they said that they didn't need me anymore.
That doesn't sound believable, though, does it?
Can you say... Oh, I'm not there.
What? Why not? They just picked me up one day randomly and then they didn't need me.
Okay. We want to go back to Hunter's Bay. There's more of them there. We need to deal with them, but something awful's happened there. You were there, right? You heard? Did some of the soldiers tell you what happened there?
Yeah, just a bunch of bodies, skeletons all over the place. Something about a slime or an ooze or a mold or a...
Yeah, loads of the things. I don't know. Maybe we can convince Zephyr that you help us bring the bodies back to Hunter's Bay. You help us stage it. And then maybe if we can convince Zephyr, and I'll argue for you, Bethany, maybe we can convince Zephyr to let you leave with the ship, and then you just tell anyone that you dropped them off at Hunter's Bay. And you
That
left.
sounds like a great plan.
The problem is, though, Selma, this came to blows because we tried to lie to her. She read our minds.
Well, I assume she's dead now, so what does that matter?
Well, yeah, but if they got other people maybe read your mind and find out what happened.
I'll just tell...
I look concerned.
Well, why would they read my mind?
Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. But if you were the last person to see Selma Tailwind alive, maybe they will.
Wouldn't they just read her mind? Can they read the minds of the dead?
She's still alive for now, I think. But I don't know. Probably.
Oh. Well, I think
Okay.
it'd be pretty. It's not like they showed up with paperwork that said we're getting on this boat. I don't think they'll even know that. I'm sure it'll be fine.
The place where they picked you up, is there troops there? Have they got a garrison there? Your boat going to be on some list somewhere?
Yeah, it's registered. It's on a list somewhere, but there's a lot of boats, a lot of movement, and these Empire folks, they just show up and boss people around. They don't take good notes. They don't mark these things down. I mean, at least not this one. Maybe in Justar's Bay they do.
What island did they pick you up from?
No island. I'm trying to look up the map name right now, the town name, but it's loading slowly.
Okay.
Um,
I look worried. I sort of
name
give
of
her
this
a
town,
kind of a half a smile, like a concerned
She's got to go.
smile, and say, "Okay, well, you'll need your strength. Eat the food I gave you. What about your porters? Are they similarly?
that's no. They're what's her face's porters. The
They
first
are?
mate is mine, but everyone else, Telwyn's people.
You sure you can trust the first mate?
Of course,
Okay,
with my life.
all right.
She's
If-
from Lutz. It's the name of the
Lutz.
town. Yeah.
Finish your food. I'll take you back down and I'll speak to Zephyr.
Okay. She'll snack on the rations while you go get Zephyr.
Well, I don't leave her. I wait for her to finish. So I take her back down to the. I take her back down to the room. I retie her to the post, and then I go back to wherever Zephyr is holding court. I assume everyone's off doing things and going to speak to. Coming back, so I go to Zephyr and I say, "All right, Zephyr, I spoke to Bethany, the captain. First thing is, she says she can trust the first mate, but the 3 porters, they're Selma's troops. So do with that information what you want."
What would you have me do with that information? Should we kill them? Can they be
I
turned?
shrug.
Can they be made into allies?
Probably not the porters, right? They're Varasi troops. They should probably be dealt with in the same way as the rest of them. But Bethany and her first mate, they don't really seem part of their cause. She's obviously reluctant to give up her ship. I tried to convince her to work with us. I think at the very least, she's prepared to take us and the bodies back to Hunter's Bay, to wait there whilst we deal with the orcs, and then to tell anyone that that she dropped off Selma and her troops on Hunter's Bay, and that's the last she saw of them. She said that she was forced into service at Lutz, the port of Lutz, where she was stationed.
And do you think that's good enough? Do you think that'll do what we needed to do?
Shrug and say, I don't know how much you need that boat.
It wasn't so much
But,
that we needed the boat. We just needed to take it away from them, because that was how they get information back. Right now we've got control of things. I mean,
I'm too, Zephyr, I get on with everyone. I'm maybe a little bit too trusting. I've tried to convince her to work with us. She seemed reluctant.
are the other players in the room with us?
Yeah.
I think they can be, yeah.
I'll turn to Elijah, who I'm slowly starting to respect and appreciate input. What do you think, Elijah?
Boss, I'm going to keep it real. I think everyone has good points right now. I'm not really... I think
I immediately regret calling upon Elijah.
I think both of you are making equally good points, and I could see it going either way, really.
I think we have to decide on a path of if we want to be the type of people who kill every single person who has any sort of chance of discovering what happened here. I'm going to say I don't think we should be those people. I think we should use her to complete this task, to take all of them to Hunter's Bay, the people we actually had to handle, and then we should let her go and live her life. Because otherwise, we're going to be in a trap of X person has come to the island, they might have seen something, or they did see something, they can't leave here, we have to kill them.
And then we're no better than them.
That's what I was thinking. I think if this really is about who we are as a people and what we've stood for and what our community has been about since we were entrusted with the secrets of the Farron Empire. I mean, I call upon my memory here, Neil. Like, was the Farron Empire like an oppressive boot? Like,
no, they were great.
Or was it like we are an enlightened empire and the boot was used on anyone who wasn't in the empire?
Boot was really just used for people who were aggressive and were offensively attacking the empire. The Farron Empire, as you understand it, was more of an expedition. Ferris explored the world, and as he explored the world, he created a trade network. And this network, this empire of communication, was mostly a voluntary oh, there's people from far away. Well, let's do some business. Oh, you have these things? Well, you have a lot more infrastructure and bureaucracy and organization. So why don't you help us organize our things? And then after that, it was just it all sort of came together. And yeah, there was violence, but that's because there's monsters all over the world. There were dragons. This is the early days of the world sort of stuff. There were titans and sea serpents and being part of the Empire was protection from the monsters of the lands. And so it was not so much conquest as it was mutual defense pacts, you could say.
Okay. That kind of helps me frame what I'm going to say. I think you have a point, Riven. They would be trading one boot on their neck for another if we were to just rely on senseless violence. If we are to bring back the Farron Empire and find the floating fortress, then we should do it in the ideals that have been upheld by our people for all of these years. And I think we negotiate, we talk, we build bridges.
Right.
And I think that's what we will try to do with them. We
I also
only
like
resort to violence when we need
I
to.
run up and give Zephyr a hug. It's the right decision, Zephyr.
I'd also like to say, I
give Cedric a hug too.
I think I want to stop seeing people dying. I think that'd be really good. I want to.
Yeah, me too, brother.
I don't want to see people die anymore.
I know. Yes.
I
I'm
agree.
going to go back into
They
the
had to
prisoner
die
room now.
though. They had to, Elijah. They had to.
No, we had to kill them. They were right there.
We were
had
forced to kill them. But yeah,
were
I agree
right
with you.
there in front of us. We had no choice but to stab or
No choice.
They
blade
were
through
going to
their
kill.
bodies.
They were going to kill Riven. We did what we
I
had
agree.
to.
Right.
We did.
I go back to the
Right.
room with Captain Bethany and the first mate, and I'll go and I come into the room smiling at her.
Well, before
And I,
you
like,
go,
nod. Oh, okay.
I was going to say, we should chat, like, what does that mean? What should we offer them?
Well, why don't you talk to her yourself? I'm going to go get her. I think we should say, you help us move their corpses to Hunter's Bay. You help corroborate our story. And then from there, we let her on our way.
She just says she left him at Hunter's Bay. The lady said something about what was his name again? Fucking
Krellis?
Center
Krellis,
Rizzler?
yeah.
Yeah, Krellis.
He said that Krellis's things were there. If anybody asks, because that'll give him a little bit of a okay, yeah, fuck it. That's the reason. Krellis might even think he delved too deep into the magic and killed everybody on accident, and he might stop. I mean, two birds,
Yeah.
one stone.
We could say that they landed there. When they saw that everyone there was dead, they decided they were staying, and that's when she left.
She was to come back in 2 weeks to pick everybody up. He went to get more supplies, and upon arrival, everybody was dead.
Yeah. Okay. Zephyr, can I go and get them?
Absolutely, go get them.
All right. So I go back into that room, sort of smiling widely, and I kind of nod at Bethany as I come up to her and start untying her from the pole. And then as she stands up, I also untie her first mate as well.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go speak to the rest of the group.
They shuffle in. Everyone comes on to the tavern where court is being held. A couple of wardens standing around, a bunch of locals hanging out, watching the proceedings. Mayor Bromit is here. The armateur is here.
As we're walking into the room, I whisper to Bethany and I say, I think as long as you go along with our plan and help corroborate our story with Hunter's Bay, you should be allowed to leave.
Thank you. Thank you. What's your name? I never did get it.
Riven, nice to meet you.
Riven? Thank you.
All right, I take them into the room and then I take a seat at the back and let Zephyr and Cedric and Elijah and the mayor speak to them.
Yeah. I greet
Grego
them.
killing again.
I pull out my sword and I start. I greet them, and I say, "Welcome to the what is this pub called? The Hogs,
Goblin's Goblet.
the Goblin's Goblet. Can I get you a drink? We've had a bit of a problem. We lost our barman.
No, thank you, says Bethany.
He's a hero.
I'm okay.
And I'm going to tell. Is it Bethany?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Bethany a story. I'm going to keep it short so as not to monopolize screen time. But basically, I'm going to go into the story of like, I want to tell you about things that I care about. And I'm going to tell her about how I care about this town. I care about the people of this town. I care about what happens to them. Where do they live? Where do they die? Where do they have good lives? Where do they succeed? I care about my friends. I care about the wardens. I go into all the things I care about. And I say, and when those Varasi fucks came in here and started stomping all over everything I cared about, that made me really angry. What do you care about?
I care about my family, first and foremost, my neighborhood, and, of course, the gods. Martha, first and foremost in my heart, first and foremost on my chest. And she'll, like, pull down her shirt, and you can see tattooed over her heart are 2 interlocking rings of Martha.
I'll say,
Me and
well,
Mikey.
I say, I promise, I'll swear beneath all the gods right now to not step on or damage anything you care about. If you do the same to me right now, you promise you will bring no harm to this town. Promise to always help us if you can, and in turn, we will always help you, because too many folks out there causing problems.
I swear to all 27 gods, high and low, that I will always be a friend to Aknara.
I take out a dagger and I say, I promise, as long as we both hold this oath, that you will be safe here. I swear it before the gods. And I cut myself on the hand and I offer it to them.
She'll take it, put a little slice down the side of her hand, squeeze some blood into yours, and shake your hand.
Okay.
Please make me a constitution check for bloodborne illnesses.
This gives me a good idea of, like, we are literally touched by the gods. It could be cool if we upheld oaths in the future.
You go 15. Yeah. I got
excellent
fucking herpes of the hand. God damn it.
Hand herpes.
Hepatitis C.
Fuck. Does cure wounds work on that?
Your disease would.
It takes like 30 years to kill you, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm good.
Well, you know for how long we're planning to do this campaign, Neil.
So I make the swear, and then I talk her through the deal. The deal is basically what Neil offered. I assume he would have told me, Nick offered. Yeah. You take us to there. Never tell anybody anything that happened on this island, and this will always be a safe haven for you as long as we live.
Of course, and it'll be the truth. I did drop them off on that island and then left. It won't even be a lie.
That's not even a lie.
That's the Aknara way right there. Leaving out critical information.
Yeah, perfect. Because we can't keep you locked up forever.
Nor would we want to.
And it's not justice to do so.
Okay.
Just don't tell people anything about what happened here.
Shakes her head.
All right. You take us to that island and you'll be free to go. Isn't that right, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
There are a whole tavern full of witnesses to this event. And as soon as it is done, your mother, who I do believe was one of the prisoners on the boat, steps forward and takes a deep bow and says, "Overseer Shepherd, I have rescued Booty from the boat."
Nice.
Oh, sorry, Booty. I thought Booty was a person's name. What did you get?
She will unravel a rather large map. It's, maybe 2.5 feet across on the floor.
Oh, shit.
And my one caveat is I haven't finished all the details on this map, so it's going to adjust a little bit, but it's like 90% reliable.
Huge.
Is that not the captain's?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at this.
No, this is
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
what's her face's map.
Guys,
Oh,
look at this. There's so much
beautiful.
to explore.
Very good. Oh, and we're just that one little island, huh?
You are just this one little island, and this is Hunter's Bay right next to you.
Holy shit.
This is
How
incredible.
Big is this in terms of Arcadia?
The scale is about the same. So the ruler works if you want.
Okay.
both the arcade.
Wait, I
The
just
arcade map
zoomed
is
out. Holy
700
shit.
miles coast to coast and 500 top to bottom. This is 700 in all directions, but it's got like more rounded corners, and so it's
Question
roughly
then.
the same size.
This ship that's in here, it must have come out and came through the rivers, correct? To get down
Yes.
Wow,
And if you
okay.
look at the map long enough, you can see that she came from this town.
here? Yeah.
This is the Lutz is where she came up from.
Voted on in. All right, cool.
And
Fuck
where's what is it? Just Stars Bay? Is that not like up here
Like-
somewhere?
Over
Yeah.
here.
Right
Oh
there.
my god! How do you?
It's
So
on
you
the
gotta sail.
outcoast.
What? It's so
gotta
far
go to-
away.
Yeah, I had to get here. I had to sail all the way around and then through the river down to the lake.
Jesus.
It took forever.
Yep.
Also, I really like
It's a
how
bitch.
each segment of this map has like its own biome. That's actually sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited now by this.
We got a whole playground,
Oh, look at all that. Yeah, that's great.
and we got a friend. We got a ship friend.
Yeah,
And we're leveled up. We're like ready to go.
we're ready to go. Okay, we need to decide what to do with the Verasi porters.
Well, we gotta go kill him.
Well, I think we should interview them. Like, we don't know who they are, what they are, and I don't think it's right.
It's true. They could be slaves, even.
Okay,
In a pinch, I can understand killing someone, but there are prisoners. There should be
Yeah.
some
should we
due
bring them in
process.
one at a time?
We gotta
To
also
face
worry about the
the
other
court.
island. I think we're okay for a little bit, but we do need to get back over there.
We probably
And we-
need to go in the next couple of days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also got to tell the old man and his grandkids who came from that island that everyone he knows and loves are dead.
That's true.
And that's probably
What are you
safer
gonna
for
do?
him to be here.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Do
get
we want to?
the-
How do we want to do the interviews? Do we just want to mechanize them? Do we want to do each one individually?
Yeah, well, let's just kind of speed through this because they're just porters.
Okay.
The answer is that they are volunteers because it's a paying position in a time of strife, and so they joined up. I don't know if that makes a difference. You know, if you join the evil empire because of economic reasons, you know, it's a little better than being a diehard believer, but also, you know, if they're willing to do
They're
that
in
for
the
money, what
machine,
else are they
man.
going to do?
Yeah.
I assess each of their characters. Or at least I think we should assess each of their characters and see if any of them have a particularly strong moral fiber against the Empire. And then we should also offer them possibly to the captain, or maybe I'll talk to the party about this. Like, we could offer them a way to repay their activities against us.
Is anybody
Um,
devoutly religious to Martha or
Through
Malchus either?
service.
None of these people are devoutly religious. You've got 18 charisma. Just to speed things along here, your read on these people are completely spineless cowards. Like, I rolled their integrity on D20s, and they rolled a 1, a 3, and a 3.
Okay.
These are people with no integrity whatsoever.
We offer them
They'll,
they will turn on us, right?
they'll do whatever is convenient for them in the moment with no real long-term commitments or plans or hopes or dreams or, you know,
Okay,
they're just living day to day.
I bring it up to the party that I think these guys would jeopardize us if we ever let them go. And so I think we should offer them a sort of comfortable servitude where they don't get to leave, but they're not fully prisoners either. And they're made a part of the town, but they're just comfortable enough to not want to betray us.
They're serfs.
I think that sounds reasonable. Yeah.
It's a sort of a,
I don't
hey,
think they're going to want to do that. They have lives. They have people. They're going to want to get home. Someone's going to leave at night and steal a sailboat and try to get to the next island. I'm sorry, Zephyr, but I think these people, these spineless fucks who join the Empire, I think they gotta go.
well, we could offer them a 1 year of service. It's like you do 1 year of service and you will be let go as repayment
Sure.
for the crimes against our town.
But when they get let go, let's say someone is like, hey, weren't you on so-and-so's crew? And then they get brought in question. They're immediately going to turn.
That's a year from now. We've a lot of time.
Okay.
I mean, what
I think they gotta go, personally, but I'm down for whatever.
do you think, Riven?
I think Zephyr's heart's in the right place. We've work that needs doing around town. These look like strong lads. You know, we keep them here for a year. You know, let's say we sentence them to 3 years, but they can reduce it with good behavior. At the end of a year, we can determine whether we think we can trust them or not. Maybe they've grown as people. Maybe we keep them.
Possible.
Bare minimum, we
I
could
like
just
that
lie to
more
them and
than-
kick it down the corner.
I like
it's
that
better
more
to
than
lie
shedding
than
more
to
blood,
kill.
personally.
Yeah. If we're going to betray them, better that be with a lie than with a sword.
Okay, we'll hold a trial of them for aiding and abetting enemies of Aknara, and we'll
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
sentence them to 3 years to be reduced upon
Good behavior.
good behavior, so they have an incentive.
What are we holding a trial for if we already know the sentence?
There's
a lot of sham trials in the world.
Yeah.
There's a due
It's for everyone
process,
else.
man.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. I know nothing of such things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Or,
cool. And then Selma as well, right? We need to deal with one way or another.
She's got to die, I think. I don't think there's a way
Yeah,
we
but
can
we're
keep her
going
alive
to
long term.
interrogate her or...
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we need to
100%.
interrogate her. Big
Yeah.
time.
100%. I think, Cedric, that seems to be an area that you've been really good at. Would you like to
Yeah,
take
do
the
you
lead?
want to RP this one out, Koibu?
Oh,
or do you
yeah,
want to...
definitely.
Okay, perfect.
But why don't we take a quick break
Little breaky wakey.
and come back on the other side for some more Floating Fortress?
Okay.
Sweet.
BRB.
All right. So where is it, party, now that we're all reassembled? Where is it that we're interviewing Selma Tailwind? Is it in the tavern with an audience of all the townspeople, some of the townspeople?
Let's do it in the mayor's office.
Yeah, I would not give her an audience because I feel like that would change her answers.
Okay, we go to the mayor's house since the town hall is destroyed.
The only thing she respects is power.
Now, who is in attendance aside from the four of you? Is Mayor Bromett here?
Let's get the mayor
Probably
and
the
armator,
armator and the mayor. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Agree.
because they might have good questions too.
It's just the six of you and our dear friend, Selma Tailwind. She is unconscious presently, patched up.
I'll wake her
but
up
not awake.
with a treat wounds.
Okay. You could also use Cure Light Wounds and just not heal her to full.
I like the treat wounds because it brings her to 1. Oh, I guess I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll use the cure light
Yeah.
wounds. Fuck it, it's quicker.
Yeah, that's the real benefit of being Cleric of
Yeah.
Martha is that faster healing, better healing.
Yeah, okay. I bring her ass up.
At 1 hit point, her eyes
HP.
flick open. She gasps
Well,
her
well.
first breath.
We've got some questions for you, Missy.
Little miss, I'm stronger than you, so I don't care about you.
Question number 1. Do you understand me?
Of course I understand you, you sniveling swine. Where's your leader? Where is she? And then she notices
Right here, yeah.
Zephyr. Why would you do this?
Why would I do what?
Why would you betray me like this?
Betray you? I didn't betray you. I gave you exactly what you wanted. You only respect power. Powerful people get to do whatever they want. And now we have the power.
So it seems.
You killed our people. You kidnapped them. You threatened us. And you violated our sovereignty. These are things you don't care about.
It's the way
But I
of the
do.
world. Not
The way of your
personal.
world, maybe.
Business.
The world that we will bring to an end.
You're going to bring down everything. Crash an entire empire to the ground.
Listen, ma'am, I don't want to touch that empire, if I'm just being honest with you. We just want you to leave us alone.
That's a smart boy.
But I do have some questions for you, and if you answer correctly, or I guess if you just answer,
How would
then
you
we
like
can
to be
talk
mayor?
we can talk
young
about your
boy.
existence continuing.
This town's
Question
going
number
to
one.
need a new leader. It could be you.
I'll be asking
Duo.
the questions here, ma'am. Tell us everything you know about the Farron Empire.
She looks confused. What? You
Is
want
she
me
lying?
to teach a history class? She can't lie about
the interesting stuff. I'll kind of explain what we know about the Farron Empire, and I just want new information.
Yeah. It's not my specialty.
I think what Cedric is trying to say is, why are you interested in this island? Why are you here?
Looking for where the gods came to ground.
And what else?
That's the primary mission.
When you talked to me, you said you didn't even care that much about that.
I'm going to step on a finger here because we know that she's lying.
Yeah, she grimaces.
We know you're lying. And if you lie again, it's going to be your life. We'll give you that one. So how about we start dealing in reality then?
Lord Krellis is performing many experiments. I am acting as Scout's eyes and ears to find out how things are transpiring. You wouldn't understand. You don't understand the workings of magic, how summoning spells work.
We've been having some pop up here. That's for sure. Goblins. Owlbears.
Well, there you go.
Why is he summoning? What is the summoning magic for?
He's a summoner. It's what he does.
Sure, but there has to be a reason. You don't just keep summoning things because you want to.
None of you are sorcerers or clerics. None of you understand wizards or clerics. I mean, none of you would understand how magic works or why it functions. It would be like trying to explain intercontinental commerce to an infant.
I'll cast a bless on her, just so she can feel magic coursing, I guess, through her and understand that we all can cast magic. And then I'll probably tell, or ask, I guess, Riven to cast a charm person.
I say to her, these summoning spells, is it something to do with the ley lines? My mother used to tell me about them.
They're is. Here, how do you know those words?
Seems you've underestimated our knowledge.
This island is crisscrossed with ley lines, old rifts into ancient magics. There aren't many places in the world where ley lines remain. Most of them have closed up as the world has decayed. Here, they're still fresh, highly accessible, easily-ish, interactable. Censor is a summoner who was made an effort to become censor of this land, specifically for these ley lines.
Are they on other islands as well, or just here?
She shakes her head. This island, this tiny little Aknaran piece of shit, doesn't count for anything. It doesn't matter. The ley lines cross all of Ferodia.
Do you have a map of the ley lines?
No.
What magic did you have on your ship? Or in your entourage?
She looks at the assembled people. My right-hand man. The knight. Did you kill him, Jawara?
Not intentionally.
He carries a warblade. I have my spells and spellbook. That's the extent of the magic I brought with me. I am but a pawn in the greater scheme of things, not trusted with anything else.
You know, Selma, if you if you and Corbett care so much about the ley lines, why wage war against the elves? Surely they, more than anyone else, understand the history of this place, understand the magics that course through these lands. It's awful what's happening over there. Should be stopped immediately.
Poor
I think
you.
the Verossi just hate the elves.
No one cares two ways about them. They're just contained so that they won't be a bother. They step out of that little wood, we'll put little holes in them and slowly reduce their eternal numbers.
I'll
There's
unfurl
no-
the map.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, go ahead.
No, keep going. I'm sorry.
No one cares about them. There's no active attempt to remove them whole hog from the island. Just quarantine them, get them out of the way, and wherever possible, reduce. They're pesky, annoying little creatures.
I care. I've not been able to visit my family for years now.
Do you know how stupid you sound? Do you know how many people have died? Do you understand the forces that we're dealing with here? Gods have come down to the earth, and you're worried about visiting time with your parents, your grandparents?
The gods have come down and they've blessed me. Clearly, me and my family are important. What are you? You're an ant. You're nothing. You're just some lackey for some old guy in a tower somewhere. Nobody cares about you, Selma.
Cook her a ribbon.
That's
Her name's Smelma. I don't say that. But I unfurl the map, and I'm going to say, where are the great libraries? Point them out to me.
The great libraries?
Great libraries where sages and scholars are.
Justar's Bay is the center of all civilization on Ferodia.
Will you pull that
There-
map up? I just want to mark stuff.
Yeah. Oops.
It's not better than drawing on the new map.
There you go.
Alrighty.
That's the heart of all real civilization. There are other towns, a couple cities scattered around. They may have their own things, but
Well, which ones?
she will motion to this spot, which I haven't named this town yet,
Perfect.
but she'll call it out. And
I feel
then
like
she'll
red
also
is going to
point
be
out.
better colour, mate.
Can't see red.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll also
red's a
point out
worse
this
color for
one.
me, actually.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, it kind of blends in, honestly.
Uh,
Let me go back to my color that I like.
Here, I think I have one that actually works. Let me try this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Oh.
Okay, so those three places she points out. While you guys do the color scheme, I'll ask, okay, what about the islands? What about the inner islands, like over here?
What about them?
What legends have you heard about the islands nearby?
I whisper in Cedric's ear. Maybe we should just ask her about the fortress.
Legends about the islands? I don't. Be more clear. What are you talking about?
Like the floating fortress we hear about a ton of times. What do you know about that?
Silly local legend that is misunderstood.
Okay, well, what about the other islands? Do they have legends about something to deal with Ferris or the Farron Empire?
Lie check. Is she lying?
Give me your charisma roll.
Hiya! 31.
Boom. like a human
She is
interrogation.
telling the truth. Yeah. Look, you small-minded fools. You have to understand the core problem here. The floating fortress. It's a translation error. It's not floating as in hovering. It's floating as in elevating, as in increasing, as in raising up. It's not a fortress that floats in the sky. It's a source of power to help him to act as a bastion of strength. Justar's Bay has the source of all power of the floating fortress. Corbin Krellis has found the Great Chamber. How do you think all these spells are coming off? It's not just the ley lines. It's the... We don't know the original words for it. It's the recharging room, the reanimating room, the imbuing chamber. Call it what you want. It's a place where you can tap into the fundamental magics that exist within this land and recharge your scroll, your staves, your wands, your rods, your magic items that only have so many charges. That's it. That's the elevation. That's the floating. That's the rising of power. These islands out here are trash.
I take out my note where I have the symbols from the door written down. And I hand it to Cedric.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should take her to the door because we're probably gonna kill her anyways. I think that she might be able to decipher the symbols on the door. However, it does kind of make it so she has a bit of power.
We also don't know. I mean, what if she can send a message to?
Very true. She maybe could. We don't know her spells. So I'll ask, what spells do you have in this book here? Tap the spell book.
You're not a wizard. They don't matter to you. You'll never be able to read them or use them.
Can you read magic yet, Nick?
Nope. I don't think I'll ever be able to.
Can you read magic?
No.
Wizard?
I don't.
Of course I can.
Well, we have something that we need you to read for us.
We can just show her the symbol.
I'm going to show her that. I'll open the book and I'll show it to her. I don't think this is how read magic works.
Tell us about these symbols that you've... is this just the one that was at the top of the arch? Is it all the symbols? What are we dealing with?
I would have taken... they were too big to take rubbings, but I definitely took them... I took down...
I remember you basically transcribing them, yeah. But I
transcribed them so that I have them.
So you are showing all of the symbols.
Well, he can fold the paper, I guess, but he could,
Well, I think it's better to show all than none, because our plan is honestly probably to deal with her anyway. So let's put all the cards on the table.
I put my hand before you show it to her, and I say to Selma, now's the time for you to learn some humility. And then I move my hand away.
I will unfurl the book and show the entire rubbing of the door.
She looks over it, examining carefully, taking her time. What is this? Context matters. I can't... These things don't exist in a vacuum. What am I looking at?
You're looking at the entrance
to the
what
fortress.
We believe to be the fortress. It is I'll explain how it's laid out on the door. I'll explain that there is a door. I'm not going to say exactly where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I watch
we have a door.
Face as he says that. Is there like if she's looking at that and thinking, this could be to do with the door, and then he says this is the entrance to the fortress, is there a moment of recognition on her face? Or does she give anything away?
Let's see. Give me that lovely charisma check of yours.
Because I think this might be the first proof that there's more to this. 22.
These are old runes. Modern magics don't... They use combinations. That one there on the bottom left corner. It's an incomplete set. It has something to do with echoes or duplicate movement, but without... Maybe resonance. And this over here has to do with the air or the ambient, what surrounds you. The next one over here is a dampening rune, but it's incomplete. It doesn't have enough direction. This is the problem with old magic. It's. Do you know how magic used to work? Does anyone here have any idea? And the Armator will sort of speak up and be like, "Oh, I've been hearing things for hundreds of years. I have some small understanding." And
Yeah, me too. I think I've heard one or two things, in my time. Yeah.
Selma will say,
Back and forth.
old magic is raw and unrefined. It tends to have more overwhelming power. It's more unfettered. It's easier to draw upon. It doesn't need components in the same way. It blows forth with greater. Think of a stream. Modern magic is like a creek. Old magic is like a raging river. The raw, overwhelming nature of it means it's difficult to control. And the people of long ago, they just had a primitive understanding of how magic interacted. Us
Imagine
modern,
what you could do with it.
Well, it doesn't exist anymore. Us modern wizards would call these things the fundamentals. And the early people, even Ferris of old, lacked a good understanding of he was the first one to really understand the fundamentals. He essentially redefined our interactions with magic he created modern wizardry as we know it.
Would you like to see the door?
Sure.
Are you...
I think, Cedric, if I may interrupt, I think a more important question is, it's two questions. Why should we leave you alive? And who are you loyal to? Or what are you loyal to?
Loyalty is an outdated concept.
Then how do we keep you on our side?
Because you never know when you're going to need me.
Are you just working for yourself? Are you just working for the most powerful person in the land to further yourself? Tell us a little bit about your story. Help us buy in to you as a person.
Tell us your strengths and your weaknesses. What's the time that you really succeeded in your role?
You got a boat with a fox, a hen.
Good callback.
I am from Tide's End. It's a very large city, perhaps the largest city in all the world, on the far eastern coast of Solemn. It's just across the sea from Justar's Bay. I was born in a middle-income household, as you might call it. My mother was a servant for some nobles. My father, before his injury, was a butler in a fancy household. He, unfortunately, he broke his back. The family covered his expenses for some time until he was an inconvenience. And then he found a way so that he would no longer be a burden. My mother struggled to keep me and my siblings afloat. And when it became apparent that I was gifted in some small way, I was made an offer. Well, my mother was made an offer. I was sold to a nearby scholar, let's call him, a sage. A wizard, to be true, but his desires were more academic than anything else. And nothing fun, nothing exceedingly interesting, but basic divination spells, finding people's lost items, tracking down thieves and bandits and brigands, a working wizard. And I was his little helper, his assistant. I learned what I could, and when I had an opportunity, I took my spellbook from him, the one that was conditionally mine, and I fled into the city. And when he found me, well, I had made some friends. We made short work of the man. And when we were caught and held up for execution for our crimes, I was spared. I was spared because I am a capable, resourceful diviner. And part of my salvation, my saving, was agreeing to work for yet another master, another person who would essentially enslave me. But this time was different.
I kind of like her, guys.
Censor Krellis, before he was a censor, plucked me from that execution block.
Did what?
Saved me. Plucked me.
That there was an interesting moment.
Plucked with a P.
It was just the way your mic picked it up. Okay, like you gotta be careful.
I thought you said "fucked me." I was like, what the fuck happened here?
Dog's head.
One too.
Okay.
She's pretty cool.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah, she's actually. Yeah, you've actually swayed me a bit. I think that. How would you feel to not have to work under such a evil and dog shit empire, and instead work for us, work with us, and actually hone your magic and be an ally to the world?
How can we trust her?
I think we would need to talk about it.
It would. I hear you, but it would be with time.
I mean, the moment we free her, she's out of here.
The second, what I've heard from this story is that she cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
Because she will do whatever it takes to achieve her aim. So the moment that our benefits don't align with hers.
Well, what is your aim?
To protect the fortress.
Not you, her.
Sorry. Thought we were arguing for a second. But.
I have scraped and climbed and made a name for myself in this world. I have come from nothing, and now I am in a seat of power, position, responsibility, with unfettered access, well, limited but still greater access than most people could ever imagine, to whatever tools or resources I need. My time when I'm not working, I am doing my own research, living my own life, spending my well-earned money, and being my own person. What are my goals? What are my aims? I'm not here to make the world a better place. I'm not here to conquer anything. I don't have any grand ambition. I'm just making the best of the hand I've been dealt.
I'm gonna point to everybody to come over here because I think we need to have a conversation a little away from her, just in hushed tones.
Well, we would need to do it outside of the room, probably. Yeah.
Sure. We can leave her tied up in here for a minute, right?
The mayor will watch over her. You see him pick up a heavy stick and go stand next to her.
Nice.
So hear me out. I don't know if either of you or two are ever going to be able to read magic. And I don't know the next time that a wizard is just going to show up on our doorstep and be so willing to live.
Well, she tried reading the magic, but you see what that got us.
It's different being at the door and seeing it.
I saw her kill Richard literally in front of my eyes in cold blood.
I don't doubt that. I'm not saying we need to work with her forever, but I think it would behoove us.
I don't want to work with her for even a second.
She killed my. It would behoove us if we just showed her the door.
So long.
I think that if we were to show her the door and get her to cast her spell under the promise of safety and then kill her afterwards, that's a dark path, Cedric.
Well, we don't have to kill her. We can just leave her locked up here.
We've got nowhere to keep her.
I'm sure the mayor could figure it out. If she doesn't have access to her spell book, then she is literally of zero harm.
Well,
and of zero use.
I was of a completely different mind. She doesn't seem to have the heart of an evil person. She's just living the way the world wills her, at least in her view. She didn't seem to take delight in crushing or killing. It was just what was expected of her.
Nobody expected her to kill Richard.
Yes.
Richard is dead because of her.
I'm fully on the side of killing her. However, I think if I were on the side of people wanting to keep her alive, offering her the Archmage position in a potential, the apprenticeship to an Armator in a potential resurgence of the Farron Empire would be the best way to get her on our side. But I firmly believe that she must pay for her crimes.
I agree, and she can pay through work. And now it would be up to the Armator, officially, if she wanted to go this route, but we do need someone else to take it up.
She would need to swear an oath to Malchus and to Martha and to forsake Verassi. Anything short of that, and we can't trust her.
I don't even know if we can trust her at all.
I can't work alongside.
She won't be with us.
I can't.
We would have to leave her on the island when we went out adventuring. She'd be the most powerful person here, by far.
I think it's too dangerous.
And I also suggest, I know that none of us have a heart for killing, but the war is not over yet. We do have to go to Hunter's Bay, and there is enemies there to kill yet. So whilst we've still got blood on the mind, perhaps we deal with this problem now.
What do you think, Armator?
I think that whether or not she can be trusted, she's dangerous. There is a spell called Sending. If her conjurer is as all-powerful as she says he is, he can reach out to her with his mind telepathically over any distance and communicate with her.
So even if we deny her magic, she could still be in contact with Krellis.
I don't know if he has that spell,
But
it's a thing that exists.
Well,
then she's too dangerous to be left alive.
Or
I think
at
that
least
we should
conscious. You could put her into a slumber or a stasis or some addled method of addling her mind temporarily.
to what end? That seems cruel.
Do we have magic capable of putting her to sleep for an extended period of time?
Does mine put her for an extended period of time, Koibu? Sleeping touch?
Not really.
Like
It'll put her to
like a
sleep,
night
but
rest.
she'll wake up eventually.
I think that we have to make a decision of, do we want to learn more about the door, or do we want to learn more about it in the future?
She is not the only wizards in Ferodia.
No, and
There
we have
got
now
to be
places to go.
safer wizards than her to work with.
I think I agree with the Armator, and I agree with Elijah. It is ugly, and I do not want it to be this way. But I think she has to die.
There is a path of avoiding unnecessary bloodshed, but this is, if there ever was bloodshed, then this is, if there ever was necessary bloodshed, then this is it. This is the most evil person I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm a bureaucrat, okay?
I mean, look at Elijah. Only just hours ago, he was begging for the bloodshed to end, and he's practically braying in thirst for her head.
Well, then let's let him kill her then.
Right?
I couldn't ask him to do that.
I don't.
Who would normally carry out executions? Do we even have those
right?
on this island?
On
I
this
think it's
island,
me.
it's not a thing. Like, it's such a small population, there's essentially no crime, let alone crimes worthy of execution. That hasn't happened in maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of years.
I'll ask the Armator, who was the distributor of death in previous ages?
Well, the Overseer is the head of protection. If ever justice needed to be carried out in that capacity, if ever there was a traitor in the midst, it would be the Armator's job to see them done. The Overseer's job. Overseer.
I put
Either be by my
a
hand
hand
or
on
by...
Zephyr's arm and say, Zephyr, if it's your judgment that condemns it to death, it should be you to swing the sword. For all of us.
I trust all of you.
Zephyr, you're a
Let's
great
have a
leader.
vote right now.
Okay.
Does she die or does she live? What we do after she lives is a different question. But does she die in this moment? All those who vote for death raise their hand, and I raise my hand.
Raise my hand.
Cedric, can you accept this outcome?
I can accept it, yeah. Riven, I'm surprised at you. I put my nose up at you.
Damn.
Well,
I think we just need the mayor's vote.
That's true. The mayor and the arbiter. Wait, did the
The
arbiter
arbiter
vote?
didn't put her. Did she put her hands up?
She gets
If
a
she
vote.
put her hand up, I wouldn't have said it.
Why did she get a vote?
She should get a vote.
One of
She's
the big
here.
fucking five.
She's here. She's the big five.
Armator? If you were voting, what would you vote?
They are voting. What is your vote, Armator?
The vote is non-binding and only, what's the
Not
word?
falling for that
Advisory.
one again.
It's an advisory, never friendly.
It's an advisory vote.
Yeah.
I am the overseer. I still get final call.
I think she is a great danger.
Get off the fence, somebody says from behind.
I think
Centrist.
I do not feel comfortable condemning this woman to death, but I know she cannot live amongst us. We either must
Would
let her
exile-
go,
Oh.
or
We can't let her go.
I know we can't let her go, but I can't bring myself to condemn her to death.
And she's a true coward, actually. That's the most coward position.
This is what happens when you expand your voting population.
True. True.
So she's
Well,
voting
I'm the
not to
only-
kill her then, right?
We should
No, the vote
restrict
is
the votes
advisory.
past a certain age.
Also, death is still winning.
Well, it's 3-2 now anyway, so we need the mayor's vote.
We
Listen,
don't need the mayor's
Nah,
vote.
we don't need
the
it.
vote was only being extended to the party. You can't just
Okay,
start
well-
bringing NPs in
No,
to
no,
fucking
fine.
filibuster
So
and
it's,
pack the
uh,
court
Well,
here.
I mean,
Hold
she's
on.
right there, and if you're asking for the vote, she would vote. So that's what I'm saying.
So
It's also
it's
not a
decided
vote.
then.
It's the overseer's decision.
Decision.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
overseer can
You're just
say
using a vote to
whoever-
feel better about yourself.
I wanted to make sure that I was leading in a way that wouldn't alienate my party.
that makes sense,
actually, you
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
If this
dead
helps
to
you
that.
feel better on a meta point of view, in any other campaign, we'd have killed this chick like an hour ago. So the
Yeah,
fact that
for
you've
sure.
deliberated about it so long, you can hold on to that.
Yeah.
Cedric, I
mean,
know this isn't the outcome.
It's not.
you
It's
want.
not as hard of a decision as just a random kid in a carriage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true,
Just
yeah.
start
That just is a
fucking
lot cleaner.
gutting 'em.
All right, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I wish
I'm
we'd
fine
kept
with
that
your
kid
decision.
killing. Ren was based, dude. Fucking just gut those kids.
True.
All right.
You head back inside. The mayor's standing over her, big heavy stick in his hand.
I ask Cedric to guard her while we bring the mayor out to tell him what we decided.
Sure, I'll guard her.
Cedric's gonna untie her and quick, you must escape.
And we'll let the mayor know. Does the mayor have anything to say about the decision that we've come to?
I'm gonna whisper to her as well. I'll wait.
Well, we already killed those kids who showed up, and we're poking around. I don't see why we'd let this bitch survive if we're happy to kill just random trespassers. I ain't got
Fucking
no
based
problem with
mayor.
that.
No problem. Then let's head back inside.
Mayor's
We
like,
can
why is
finally-
she
talk to
still
her.
fucking alive? She should have been
In
dead
my
hours ago.
scene now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll sigh. They're gonna kill you unless you have something really good to tell them.
I have all
sorry.
sorts of useful information. Killing me is a
Don't
mistake.
doubt it. But you're gonna have to change their mind. I voted to save you, and the other 3 voted no. Good luck.
Come on, man.
What happened
But this
to
is
Unity?
a win-win. This is a win-win. We might get free information, and then it might change your mind.
You didn't have to tell her that you didn't vote. What?
Well, what I did it. I voted
dude?
no. It's true. I'm
He's
telling the
gooning for
truth.
this
Damn it.
NPC.
When every-
100%.
When everything shakes out and the dust settles, if you're still alive, we can work together. You can be king
This
of
is-
this small island.
This is like the school shooter giving you the nod.
I kind of nod. You better think of something to tell him
Don't come
to save your
Got it.
life.
I think there was a short discussion outside, so everyone else
Super short.
comes back
Yeah.
in. And as you're all coming back in, she goes, "Don't you want to know what else we found in the chamber of recharging stabs, wands, and rods?"
I draw my sword and I say, anything you found, we can find.
Really?
And I untie
There's a
her from the
gateway.
chair and I start bringing her outside. But I pause as she says that and I say, a gateway?
There's a gate in the wall. We haven't been able to figure out how to use it, but it's definitely a teleportation or interdimensional travel, a portal somewhere. The runes are old, like the ones you showed me, ancient runes. The destination is marked, but it's not clear. It's not like a modern rune that would tell you exactly where it goes. It's linked to another.
I'll sheath my sword and I'll take out my notepad.
We
and I'll
have to
start
show her
writing.
the door, man.
I'll start writing and I'll say, and what about this door? And like, is it in Just Stars Bay?
It's in the chamber buried underneath Just Stars Bay. The heart
Chamber.
of Censor Krellis's domain.
Before we make our hasty decision there, lads, maybe we should show her what we have.
If the
just
door
to
is a
see if it's
teleportation,
the same thing.
if the door is a teleportation device and she knows the spell to teleport, and she does know how to actually use it, and she can cast that spell even when tied up, then we would lose her.
This is
It's a
an
risk we
actual
can't take.
Destiny moment. It's just
That
There's
like,
a lot of ifs.
This is like it's a big risk. What do we
well,
get?
she's completely tied up. She can't.
I
You
can
can even
teleport with
muzzle
my
her mouth.
mind, don't you know?
Yeah. Oh well, now you should kill her because she's talking back. She's got to go.
I don't know how magic works.
Yeah, you should kill her.
I was going to execute her in the public square.
Yeah, you should do it.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. Yeah, kill her.
How
I
badly
suffer
do you want to
shepherd.
show her this door, Cedric?
I mean, it would be
it's-
nice to confirm if it's the same thing, but if she doesn't know how to open it, then she's of no use.
I went there before. We'd have to bring the top down. It'd be a lot of work.
Yeah. It's a windy day, though. Harp's probably blowing.
I stop writing my notes and I say, "Is that the best you can do?"
The symbol
your
at the
life.
top of your runes, the top of your portal, the top of your gateway that you showed me. The symbol for the four elements and the staff that supports the world. That's Ferris's personal symbol, his wizard mark, his own rune. It's not his, but he took it for his own. It's a core of the fundamentals of modern magic. The sign that he made this himself. And that it taps in. Well, I guess you don't need me.
Taps into what? I take out my notepad again and I start writing.
I'll tell you
No, this is
tomorrow if
good.
you let me live.
Okay. I look around the room and I say, all in favor of abstaining the execution of this person. I keep my hand down.
I put my hand up. I'm a Giga Chad.
I slowly raise my hand.
Please just kill her.
The mayor
No,
says,
Let's
come
go, Ribbon, yes!
Get rid of her. You can't trust a thing she's saying. She could be spouting bullshit.
I put my hand back down.
I say, "You're right." I put a hand on her shoulder. You know, Selma, I did actually really like you. And it brings me no joy to bring you to your end.
I think in
If-
another life we could have been friends.
If the circumstances were different, or I could have bound you to our people here, maybe you could have lived. But I think in this world, this is the only path forward that I see. And I'm sorry. And then we take her outside.
Okay.
I give a speech.
I come
Beautiful
and stand
speech.
next to Cedric. Put an arm on his shoulder.
Oh,
And it's
I
like
push
the-
you off of me. You're a coward, I tell you.
It's the like the Game of Thrones when Ned Stark is executing a guy on a block.
Yeah, so good, man.
It's like,
You
by
bring in
power,
some tables and chairs
blah, blah,
from
blah.
nearby. Build yourself a little
Abs-
raised stand.
I say, for crimes against the people of Aknara, for endangering the people of this island, for abuse of all the things she did wrong.
Murder.
And I say, and for being too dangerous to leave alive, for the secrets of Ferris to survive, I condemn you to death. Selma, Tailwind, do you have a final word?
May you get everything you seek.
I chop.
She should have just started yelling Horus.
Her head rolls off her shoulders out into the town square. Locals
Elation
kick it
overcomes
around
them.
like a football.
Your dirty secret's kept then.
Cedric, man.
Oh, I
As
didn't
a,
say that in
as
character.
a, as a like out of character, I actually wanted to keep her alive.
She
really
had to
frustrating.
die. It's too risky.
Really frustrating
It's
'cause
far
I-
too risky.
Neil made it so enticing to keep her alive, and I'm
did.
so frustrated that we had to kill her. God.
All right, well, we got to go to the next island and murder more people.
We're gonna get
lads.
to Hunter's Bay now, yeah.
Now, these people I'm on board with killing.
You got somewhere to be, bro?
Yeah, we got to go kill them, man.
What,
let's
what did we
prepare-
say we were doing with the porters? Are we killing them? They're
They
cowards.
are being
Oh, right, no, they're in
indentured.
3
3-year
years
servitude, and then they'll be like,
That's
oh.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Community service for 3 years or whatever.
They'll happily work as yeomen or serfs or peasants or slaves within this island rather than being killed. Sign me up, bro.
Okay.
We assigned them one of the houses.
It
that
is a
now
shame
empty.
about Selma. What are you gonna do?
God, it was such a good NPC. I'm so fucking mad we had to kill her.
There's a whole continent of cool NPCs out there. It's fine.
I know, but I liked
Neil
this
has
one.
a
I'm more upset
plethora
about-
of edgy women ready
Yeah,
for
true.
us to
Yeah.
I like Jemima Puddleduck more.
buy them.
It's a shame that he got dropped into the ocean.
Same.
Well, I was actually going to say, I kind of want to go and find his plate mail.
You never
Is,
get that.
is that impossible, Neil?
You cannot swim that far on a single breath. If you can swim at all, I don't remember, and you're not gonna be able to
I
drag it up.
have
He had well, you would tie a rope to it and then you would heave it in. And I have 18 swimming and he has hold
I
breath or
have
whatever.
lasting breath.
Okay. Maybe
Because
it
I
could be
want to
done
find
then.
that. And I kind of know where it was. Kind of.
How heavy is it? I guess it's heavy enough to not be.
Is the ship
moved by
still
the tide.
anchored?
The ship is still where you left it,
It
has dropped
somewhere
anchor.
it should
around
be-
there.
but an
Yeah.
anchored ship is moving, right? It has a range of movement based
Yeah.
on winds and
Yeah, but
things.
the anchor isn't, right?
But I have a range of where it's going to be then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, let's not
Like,
say
we don't
that
know
it's
where the ship was
impossible.
relative to the anchor.
Yeah, it'll take time.
Let's just say it's not impossible, but it did take people like 100 years to find the Titanic, and that was
Sure,
with
but-
modern technology.
This
but
is
they
an
weren't looking
anchored
as hard as
area.
James Cameron. You know
That was
what I mean?
also in the ocean, not in the lake.
Sure.
This is in a
sure.
lake,
Yeah.
in an
But,
anchored
like,
area.
Huge international effort. It still hasn't found Malaysian Airlines flight 375 or whatever it is, and that's been.
But that's
people
searching the
looking
whole
at-
world.
Yeah, that
But
looks
it's
a
also-
lot.
that, that was an
multiple-
airplane that probably like, you know what I mean? That was like a shotgun
I mean, I'm
blast.
pretty sure that airplane went into like a dimensional portal.
Yeah, true.
It's in
it's the
shadow
airplane
realm.
from Lost, is really what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll look one time and I'll just, how about a 1d100? Little luck check. I'll
You're
never
gonna go
look
out
again.
onto the boat, get one casting of lasting breath,
Yeah,
which will work for 3 to 6 minutes,
yeah.
and hope that in those
20
3 to
strength.
6 minutes you can go all the way down to the bottom of the lake, find it, and
Just
come
to
all the way
find
back
it,
up.
yeah.
And if,
Great.
And
if
I'm
you
gonna- and
run
I'm
out
gonna-
of air, you have to make a con check or die.
Yeah, but
Oh, jeez. Don't do
yeah.
Don't
Like
do it. 'cause You don't know how long
it
it's
is
going to last either.
technically possible.
You have to.
The spell sucks ass.
Well, it
You
sucks
have
right
to-
now. It'll be good. In the
It
future.
sucks if you want to go diving and rescuing treasures from undersea, but
No.
for certain purposes, it's fantastic.
All right, I give up.
It's great if you know you only need to be underwater for a single minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Let's
as
see
you
how lucky
level,
we
it
got.
gets faster and faster.
Okay, good. We're good.
So like level 4, it guarantees what? 2 minutes down, 2 minutes up?
5 minutes. Yeah, at level 4, it's It's 5 to 9 minutes, and then you get your regular breath holding after that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So sorry, Dale. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say dredging the bottom of a lake is an exceedingly difficult task, but it doesn't matter.
Should we go to Hunter's Bay then, or are we doing that next time? Or
I think we should set up the expedition. I think that would be a
Okay.
good way, like set up the next action. How does that feel to the party?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm down.
Deal with some of the aftermath. Like, there's going to be funerals we need to do. Also, probably some of the wardens who were maybe dying and didn't quite die. Maybe we saved a couple. I don't know if we covered that.
How many people even died except for Richard?
few wardens.
All told, since the start of this campaign, Aknara has lost 50 people of its 1,200. Some of them have been wardens. Some of them have been innocent civilians just standing nearby. Some of them tried to fight in the last battle yesterday. You're down 50. And then you gained 3 slaves.
We're up 3.
Yeah.
true.
Well, we're up 3. We're up 3 indentured servants, and we're also up 3. The grandfather and the 2 grandchildren.
Oh, that's true.
Because he's once they go back and they see everything's dead, they're going to want to come live with us.
Okay.
So, on average, like, we're trending down, but it's okay. Interest rates are definitely going to rise. Like, it's got to happen.
So we rest.
Do we get any experience for this awesome roleplay? Could perhaps, like, level up a lot.
We can't level up this session.
You can. Why not?
We just leveled this
That
session.
would be a double level.
You can get your XP.
Well, that would level us.
Well, but that would level me next at the start of next. I don't want to XP this round. All right, guys, thanks for
No,
watching.
we're good. We're good here. We're all good here. So you can tend to some things in and around the town. The armator and the mayor would both like a word as you're tending to these things, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is getting increasingly out of hand, says the mayor. I'm supposed to be running international relations, and now we've got, empires against us, perhaps, and it's all a mess.
Hopefully the Empire won't know anything about this.
Yeah,
We're going to
hopefully.
clean up after ourselves at Hunter's Bay.
It sounds like this Smelma witch is talking about another gateway in Justar's Bay.
Yeah.
He looks to Elijah. Do you think you could get the rest of the wardens into that room?
The room with the gateway?
Yeah. Do you know not overseer, what's his name? Censor Krellis? You're a man with a silver tongue. I'm sure you could get a little peek inside there, right?
I mean, listen, I don't know Censor Krellis at all. I'm just some random beer. I mean, I could try to talk to him, but...
So, Matt, to what end?
Well, there's information there, right? There's another
Nice.
gateway. There's probably runes along the edge. And if she said it was the heart of the floating fortress. She also said the floating fortress wasn't actually floating, that it was just a, translation compounding problem.
She didn't know
What if
everything.
she's right?
And I'd say that Krellis is the last person we want to be near. I say we stay about as far away from him as possible. We had a plan before, right? Find more information about the fortress. We found some as well. There's an old lady in a temple on Hunter's Bay. She had some information. She said that the knowledge about the fortress is buried under the waves. No, she said that the fortress itself was buried under the waves.
Yeah.
So, our original plan, scout out the islands, see what we can find. There's more information out there. I don't think we need to go running to Corbett Krellis and get ourselves killed.
I would also not want to draw more attention to the fact that we, killed Selma and
Exactly.
sunk a whole ship here and stuff like that. We probably...
That was a really stupid fucking idea, Mayor.
All right, okay. Maybe that's a bad idea, but here's a good one. You called out the largest towns, or you got her to call out the largest cities on the island.
Yeah.
That tracks with what I know. Maybe we can find in one of these places the oldest town on the island. Maybe there's something there, or the oldest couple of towns. Some of these places are new, some of these places are old. We find the older places, ask around, make some friends. Maybe there's something to be done. Also, if we're going to rebuild all this whole town, and if we're going to put up, a better cover than that quilt, we're going to need money. We're going to need imports. We're going to need cloth. We're going to need lumber. We're going to need enough steel to make this happen. We're going to need a lot of supplies.
Well, there's money on Hunter's Bay, and there's information there as well.
I'm
So we
talking,
can start there.
we're going to need thousands of gold over the next few months to get everything in order.
Their whole treasury is just open for the taking. I thought we'd lost it to those orcs, but given how things have transpired, looks like we can take it after all.
Wouldn't that just be on the boat? Or did she have the key on her?
That's probably on the boat.
Oh,
All right, yeah, we'll go check it out. We'll go check what's the money on the boat, yeah.
yeah.
Is there anything?
I want to take a moment to remind the party that a few sessions ago we were talking to the armator, and she said there's kind of two ways that we can find out more information about the door and stuff like that. One was to go around the small islands, and the other was the fast way, which was to go to the big city.
Yeah.
And then she also talked about like the elves too, yeah. I think
I just want to put that out there for consideration. Make sure we remember it.
I want to do Hunter's Bay next, because there is,
Definitely.
you weren't there, Potato, but there's a sick lead in the caves, which is like, there might be magic items, genuinely. But if anything, it's just cool to explore. And then after that, I think the best idea is probably to go to the big ones, but not just Stars Bay yet. I would either check out this one.
Do you not think there's value in
track.
looking around the islands like we'd originally agreed before traveling
attracts less
so
attention.
far?
It does, yeah.
It's closer as well, right? Like we can get some easy wins.
I just haven't heard anything from anyone about any of the other islands of interest so far. The only thing that we have are these like other places, right?
Things
So we
have
just don't have a lead
changed
yet to the other
everywhere,
islands.
right? Like caves are appearing on Hunter's Bay. People are dying. Who knows
Here's my
what
best
anomalies
argument.
we'll find?
Here's my best argument for sticking to the small islands. It's that it's the most like Tides of Death.
I'm cool to stick to the small islands. I don't mind.
Let's stick to this. Let's stick to the small islands for now. When we feel like we've exhausted our possibilities, then I say we head
Yeah.
to the mainland.
Maybe we get like small stuff on the small islands, and then we'll have stuff for the libraries to research about.
There you go.
Is there anything I can do to help? Says the mayor.
Do your
Yeah,
best
you
to
can
keep the
figure
town
out a
safe.
way to fucking cover that shit up.
Yeah, well, we're working on it. We'll need some money.
Get
We'll
my
need some
dad to
imported.
start working on it.
There's a lot of things we need. I'm gonna head over. I'm gonna take what funds we've got. I'm gonna try and get some of the things we need from some nearby towns.
Well, give us 30 minutes. We'll bring you some more money. Let's go to the boat.
I do
real
have
quick.
an idea.
Bring over money.
with,
yeah.
Mayor, perhaps you're in charge of foreign relations, so to speak, right?
Yeah, that's the old ways.
Perhaps, and I think we spoke about this before, you could find a wizard, one that we could trust, maybe one that we could show the door to that could cast the spell that we'd wanted Selma to cast.
I also think it would be good for us to get a loyal young person in our town who has potential magic in them to study under this person as well.
I can maybe do that. These things can be expensive. Travel is expensive.
Indeed.
If you can bring
Well-
me 1,000 gold ish, I'm sure I'll be able to find someone trustworthy. That'll be enough money to make the proper inquiries, the proper bribes, get to know people, and then it'll take some time. Right?
Okay.
It takes
I'll go check
a
the
long time to
Yeah.
even
ship
get
for money.
to the sea to get anywhere important.
We've also got to deal with the ship. Neil, do I know of any... I know the island very well, right?
Yeah,
On
very, very
Aknara,
well.
is there any coves that we could hide the ship in? Oh, no, wait. Sorry. The
We're letting
captain's
them-
taking
yeah.
the ship. Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, no, and that's too big of a ship to hide anywhere.
The only way to
checked
hide
the
it
ship.
is at the bottom of the ocean, baby.
Where the money at?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Captain Bethany, let her take it. Yeah, we'll just take the money. That's our money. Oh.
The money from
Hunter's Bay treasury.
here we go. 432 gold. We have like a
Okay.
party.
Well, we're giving this to the mayor. So
432 gold. 10,891 silver, which is actually 1,000 gold right there.
yeah, we'll give him that.
4,873 copper. This is
Maybe
all
cause
weighs like
massive inflation
300
in the local
pounds.
economy. If this
Yeah,
Why
we'll
would you
we'll lug it over into the boat. I'll take how much gold was it? It was like 432.
432.
I'm gonna take 200 of that, and I'll just hold it for the party if that's fine, because biggest strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 340 gold on me.
Perfect. The mayor will
The
take the
mayor
rest
can
of
have
the
the
money.
rest.
He's going to head out in a day or two on his mayoral ship, which is quite small. And he's going to go around trying to get information. He will not be back for some time. His trip will take at least a month. And if you haven't heard from him in 3 months, you should expect the worst. But somewhere between 1 and 3 months for the mayor to do his stuff. And then he'll come back here to Aknara.
Sweet.
Okay.
sick.
Who's in charge of covering up the door in the
The
meantime?
armator at this point now.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the
Does-
mayor's gonna go and he's gonna do some stuff, but he's also gonna bring back some supplies to help cover the door. So
Yes.
Does the mayor not have a shadow?
A shadow mayor? A vice mayor?
Yeah, like somebody he's training up to replace him. Oh, he's only young though, right?
Assistant, I guess.
He's young, yeah.
He's
He's
young,
just
yeah.
like Zephyr. He is brand new to his position.
Okay. Yeah.
And he doesn't have an heir yet.
Okie dokie.
All right. that's
This
good.
was a really interesting session.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we get Bethany and her first mate. Do we want to get a name for the first mate, Neil? Do we have a name?
Yeah, roll me a d6.
Yes, sir.
Lily. Bethany
Another-
Lily.
Another lady.
About 50% of my
Lady?
NPCs are.
I'd say it's 55. That's just my bad luck, though.
And you missed out.
Wait, who's-
Potato, because Bethany's personality trait that we rolled was lusty. You could have banged that one.
Damn it!
Unlucky.
Yeah, that was just me trying to manipulate Selma. It was like, country girl wants some city girl. I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was not Selma's overriding personality trait.
Weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't able to
Which-
tap into that weakness.
She was ambidextrous, though.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's helpful.
Well, she can be an
you got a
ambidextrous
buddy.
corpse.
It is. Am I right, guys?
Uh-huh.
She does terrible things to the orcs on that boat, I'm sure.
Jeez.
Okay, 1 to
don't-
3 months before the before the
Joke
mayor
was
comes
that she
back?
would be jerking you and the buddy off at the same time, like she's skiing, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
She could do a double Dutch rudder.
Right.
Right, yeah, I know what that is.
I don't want to ask.
So, the Dutch rudder.
No,
when
no,
your
no,
friend
no, no.
holds your elbow and does
That's
that.
ridiculous. Is that gay?
Oh,
I feel like
it's the
that's pretty gay.
soaking of self stuff.
Yeah.
Got it.
I can't believe you guys never heard of a Dutch rudder. That's crazy.
What did the Dutch
did
do?
We don't do that over in
Yeah.
the UK, mate.
I don't
That's
know.
an
That's
island
what-
thing.
Maybe I'm calling it the wrong.
We should call it the Irish rudder from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Urban Dictionary, so I'm not wrong. The font of human knowledge.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it for today's session,
Yeah.
everybody. Congratulations on your level up,
Hello?
on surviving all the chaos, on gaining some information and some direction, and a pretty new map.
Poggers.
XP, Neil?
I already gave you XP.
That was for the fight on the boat, I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't note down my XP.
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
You didn't
We
note
can't
the
get
XP,
XP.
that we gave after to the boat battle?
I don't remember this happening at all.
Nick and him should have
remember.
the same XP.
You sure this happened?
Yeah,
I don't think this happened.
it did.
It
It,
did
was
happen.
282.
Okay. 282.
282.
All right.
Okay.
I'm right.
No, but like, do we not get XP for all the other stuff?
Okay, hold on. It was
Just
282.
call it 50. If you want.
We already got XP for the boat stuff. That wouldn't go to the cleric who was already at max XP that he could collect. Because Muton and Potato
true.
should have the same XP.
So you guys are stuck on 3,000.
Yeah, 2,999.
Can we go to 3,000 now?
No, sit at 2,999.
Rough.
Um,
And then we will have got some XP for the interrogation and stuff that they will be able to add.
yes.
Right?
Yes, it's just you wouldn't have had anything to do at like you're essentially skipping level 2 at that point, which is the whole point of trying to like space out level ups is so that you actually get a time at a level.
I think, Neil, you are king shit here, and you can just say you don't want to level him yet.
Just,
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't want to level you. I
Perfect.
want to give you guys a session or two at second level to enjoy it.
Perfect.
Okay. We're going to be
Like,
good.
it won't feel earned, right?
We'll just enjoy it, and we're going to have a good time. When we come back next session, we'll have some more fun stuff. We'll explore some more islands. Hopefully, each island is not like Hunter's Bay, where it takes 2 sessions to completely solve, because there's a lot of little islands here. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
That's it.
All right. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.
Check out the
Bye.
Patreon.
See you later.
Bye-bye.